Al Wester along with Van Patrick, and we're set for this afternoon's football action. The University of Missouri against Notre Dame. Missouri will kick off and Notre Dame will receive. It's an overcast, wet, rainy afternoon here at South Bend, Indiana, as Notre Dame takes the field. And fans, we're set to go now with game number 5. And Notre Dame, 4 wins, no losses on the year. Here with the play-by-play action, the sports director, the Mutual Broadcasting System, and the football voice of Notre Dame, Van Patrick.
Thank you, Al Western. Hello again, everybody. Pleasure to be with you again today on Notre Dame football as the game is broadcast across the nation and around the world through the facilities of the American Forces Radio Network. Greg Hill Jr. will kick off for the University of Missouri Tigers. Notre Dame has dropped 3 men back. Darrell Dewan, along with Gary Diminick, and the other man back there for Notre Dame, number 34, Bob Zanat. Waiting now for referee Mark Britt, and we're ready to go with this ball game on a rainy afternoon at South Bend, Indiana. There's the whistle, and here's Hill's boot. Good high end-over-end kick. It's coming down to Zanat in the end zone. He fumbles the ball there, and he's going to try. Nope, he changes his mind. He started to run it out, and that might have been a mistake. And so he found the ball and be brought back out to the 20-yard line in play. First down and 10 to go for Notre Dame from their own 20. So they have Creedy, Casper, Pomerico, Drew, DiNardo, Dampier up front. And in the backfield, Clements, the quarterback. And we'll check the running backs for you as they come out of there. And Darrell Dewan is in there along with Huff. As the setbacks in motion goes Diminick to give us to Huff. Huff right up the middle. Flashes all the way up to the 30-yard line. Driving right up the middle. And Pankey is the man who made the stop there for the University of Missouri. He's just shy of the 30. So he got about 9.5 yards on the play. Drew, DiNardo, and Pomerico opening up the hole for the driving fullback. Split out wide to the right is Willie Townsend as a flanker. And they split a man to the left. Dewan is in motion, and the give is to Huff again, and Huff has got the first down. He cracks over left guard to the 34-yard line, and Scott Dickens is the man who tripped him up right there and brought him down. So make it first down and 10 to go now for Notre Dame, and they have the ball on their own 34. Now Townsend is flanked out wide to the right side again. Waiting for it is the quarterback Clements. He's got Huff and Dewan. He gives on the counter to Darrell Dewan, and Dewan is to the 37-yard line. It's brought down on the 37. Trying the counter play that time. He faked the fullback and then gave it to Dewan. Van McDonough, playing the right tackle. He's from Belton, Missouri, is the man who made the tackle on the 37. A gain of 3 on the play. It'll be second down and 7 yards to go now for Notre Dame. They're out of the huddle, and they're in the I formation now. It's a wing I with Dewan over on the slot. And here's Clements rolling out to the left, looking downfield. He fires, and it's intercepted by Missouri on the 44-yard line. Pankey brings it back to the 47-yard line of Notre Dame, and Dave Casper makes the target. Clements had the time, but he threw that what looked like he picked out Pankey.
And he cut that ball loose with plenty of time to throw it, but it was right in there and right into the hands of the young junior from Carbondale, Illinois, and he runs it back into Notre Dame territory. It's first down Missouri at the Notre Dame 46.
Missouri out of the huddle now. They've got John Cherry at quarterback. They're in the wishbone with the flanker set out to the right. Tom Mulkey is the fullback. Waiting for it is Cherry, and Cherry now on a give to his running back Don Johnson, and Johnson cracking off right guard, gets to the 41-yard line. In there making the tackle for Notre Dame. Jim Mazeka was the tackle along with O'Malley and Sullivan. So mark the ball on the 41-yard line, a gain of 5 on the play. Mazeka in on the tackle, the linebacker. Here's the wishbone with the flanker out to the left. Jerry is the quarterback for Missouri. He waits and gives it that big fullback again, and he cracks right up the middle, across the 40 to about the 38, and is brought down on about the 38-yard line, possibly the 37 when they unpile him. Don Johnson, the fullback from Webster, in making the stop for Notre Dame. Asiag and Marks, the 2 tackles in there, and so mark that ball now on the 37.5-yard line. Bastable is flanked out wide to the left as the only flanker. The fullback again, Don Johnson. He tries to get the first down. He's shy of the 35. He's on about the 36. And Greg Marks in there again, along with Asiag, the 2 tackles, and getting up from the bottom of the pile. Looks like the safety man came up Sleases, Al.
And Notre Dame has given him a 6-man look in that front line. They've been dropping Tim Sullivan and Drew Mahalik, both the linebackers up inside. Sullivan would slip in between Haydick and Marks sometime, then play to the outside. But a 6-man look and tough for them to do it. It is not a first down. It is just inches from a first down.
He tries tries the quarterback sneak and gets, I believe, to the 35, but the middle of that Notre Dame line with Priestropher, Masiak, Marks, and Hayden. And the linebackers all coming in there. And he got a first down. Missouri has first down and 10 to go on the Notre Dame 35-yard line. First and 10 for the Missouri Tigers. We have 11:56 to go in the first quarter. No score. Pass interception gave Missouri the opportunity. Bastable was flanked out wide to the right. And here's the quarterback, Cherry, back to throw. He throws deep, and this one is incomplete. It was intended for Bastable, and he was covered down there beautifully by Reggie Barnett and Townsend. They had both gone down deep to cover on the Missouri receivers. So mark it now as second down and 10 to go. Second and 10 to go for the University of Missouri. No score here in the first quarter. Sharp comes in as a split in. He's changing with Bastable. And so the signals are being called over there from the sidelines. The wishbone again with the one flanker for the Missouri Tigers. And here is the keeper, and he flips it back here to the running back. And that's Tommy Raymond. And Raymond tries to go wide, and he's finally stopped on about the 33-yard line. And making the tackle for Notre Dame is coming over from the side was Sullivan. And we've got a new man in that backfield now for Missouri. Moss is in there, and they have changed his number. It's from 20 to 28.
Beautiful timing on the option there. John Cherry making the pitch out at the last moment because George Haydick, the big defensive right end of Notre Dame, who had to contain the quarterback on that sweep, was right there to hit him just at the moment he got loose.
Big down right here with third down and 8 from the 33-yard line. Cherry with an I formation, and it's a wing I. And the give is to Moss, and Moss goes right up the middle to the 30 to about the 27-yard line. He is shy of a first down. Running right up the middle. Leroy Moss from Poplar Bluff, Missouri. He's 5'9", weighs 193 pounds. He's a junior. So mark that ball on the 28-yard line where it'll be fourth down and about 2 yards to go now for Missouri. Out of the huddle they come. In the wishbone, and Sharp is put out to the right side. It is fourth down. Missouri going for it again. They made it a moment ago on the third down situation. Now the big fullback again. Johnson up the middle runs into Greg Marks. And now the question becomes whether or not he got the first down. Masiak was also in on the tackle. And we'll have to wait and see. They might have to bring the chain in here for a measurement.
I believe he made it. That ball is going to be placed on just the tip end of the ball. Is right near the 25-yard line, Van. And as they bring the sticks across the way looking in the glasses, it looks like they might have done it again. This football team is moving on the ground, and they used two different formations, a wishbone and the eye with a wide slot. It is first down, official now. It is first down for Missouri. And they've moved the football now from the 46-yard line of Notre Dame, where they had it after the interception, down to the Notre Dame 25-yard line. They are in position there.
Out of the huddle now, the University of Missouri with the first down, and they have the ball on the 25 and a half, call it the 26. Waiting for it is Cherry, the quarterback, with one flanker. And he fakes to the fullback and pitches out to Raymond, who's running wide on the sweep, and he's out of bounds around the neighborhood of the 21-yard line. Chased out over there by Tim Rudnick at about the 21. Raymond carrying the ball for Missouri, and Schleeses was also in on the chase out of bounds. So mark it on the 21, give him 5 on the play, and make it second down and 5 to go for the Missouri Tigers. And now Bastable goes out and Sharp comes back in, so we won't refer to that too much as they're changing on every play. The wishbone with the flanker to the left, and the give this time is to Raymond, and Raymond running off right guard is across the 20 and goes on down to about the 19-yard line, and the tackle is made there by Jim Mazurka. Priestropher was also in on the tackle for Notre Dame, so mark the ball on the 19-yard line, and the Tigers are moving, Al.
And they are, and they're moving on the ground. They're running against this line. We knew defensively, that Notre Dame coaches had told me yesterday that they figured that this fine ground game of Missouri's would be very difficult to stop. They have not stopped it yet.
Two flankers on the left side, and here's the give to that running back up the middle, Tommy Raymond, the junior from Newport News, Virginia. And he gets down to about the 16-yard line, and Dick Masiak is the man who made the tackle there for Notre Dame. So the Missouri Tigers are on the move after that pass interception on the 46-yard line, and they have moved it down deep into Notre Dame territory on the 60. They come. Sharp is put out wide the left side. Missouri in the wishbone again. They've got fourth down again and just about a yard to go. That big third down again. Jerry calling the signals, and Jerry on the pitch back to his running back who slipped, but he cuts into the 15, down to 10, 5, and it will be a touchdown for Missouri. Leroy Moss taking the option pitch from John Jerry, the quarterback. Mike Townsend hit him, but not until he got into the end zone. And so Missouri, taking advantage of a big break on a pass interception, have moved 54 yards down the field in 12 plays and are on the board leading Notre Dame by a score of 6-0. And this would certainly inspire the Missouri team. Now we'll have the try for point with Missouri, and then to do the trying is Hill, who's the kicker. Jerry will hold, the kick is up, the kick is good. So there's a timeout on the field with the score, Missouri 7, Notre Dame nothing. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, the pride of South Bend, the toast of countless millions of football fans everywhere. Never in the history of sports has football produced a more colorful pageant of courage and thrill. Notre Dame against Southern California. Notre Dame against Ohio State. Notre Dame against Army. The stunning stories of the Fighting Irish just in time for holiday gift giving. Already a classic, this two-record set provides nearly 2 hours of listening excitement. You'll hear Pat O'Brien, Bob Considine, Van Patrick, Bill Stern, and Don Duffy as they recreate Notre Dame's greatest games and most moving moments. Send $8.95 now to Mutual Sports, Box 1776, Radio City Station, New York 10019. That's $8.95 to Mutual Sports, Box 1776, Radio City Station, New York 10019.
All right, Van, 7-0. Missouri leading, 8:40 remaining in the first quarter. Missouri set to kick.
And here's the boot. Goodwin is back there as one of the deep men. It's a short kick. It's taken on about the 7-yard line by Diminick to the 10, the 15. Brings it back to the 20. Stays on his feet to the 25. He's all the way up to the 35 and almost got away. And the tackle was made by Dave Johnston of Missouri. Diminick almost caught it, almost got away. So let's see where they're going to mark. It'll be around the neighborhood of the 34-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 to go now for Notre Dame, and that was a 27-yard return. Checking in now for Notre Dame, Tommy Clements, who had just left the bench, the quarterback. He sends Rolfe out wide to the left side. And he sends a flanker wide to the right side, and that's Creaney, the tight end. In motion is DeWan, and the give is to the fullback, Jaskowski, running off left guard, and he gets it to the 39-yard line. Series originating on the 34-yard line, a gain of about 5, and Dan McDonough is the man who made the tackle there for Missouri. The Tigers of Missouri are surprising Notre Dame. They're leading by a score of 7-0 here in the first quarter with 8 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Now Robb is split out to the left side again. They're in the pro set, and here's Clements on the handoff to DeWan, and DeWan running in off right tackle gets to the 43-yard line and is hauled down right there. Creaney trying to clear the way for him along with Drew, the center, and he was dumped right on the 43-yard line. So mark it on the 43, make it third down, and just about 2 yards to go. Checking in now for Notre Dame. And into the backfield is Ron Goodman, who was back there a moment ago on the kickoff. So mark it on the 43, make it third down, about 2. 2 flankers again, Creaney to the left. And here's the give to Jaskowski. He's got the first down with room to spare. Brings the ball all the way up to the 49-yard line, and Tommy Kellett, the linebacker on the left side, brought him down. It's the second first down for Notre Dame, and they have it on their own 49-yard line, first and 10.
Missouri has reverted now to a 5-man line. They originally set the 5-man line, then went 4-4. Now they're back to a 5-man line, but they're dropping that middleman up to make it a 6-man look. It looks like an 8-man spread now, Van.
High formation with Rolfe split out wide to the left, and the give is to Diminick, and he's hit right at the 50-yard line. Gary Diminick upended right on the 50-yard line, and Dan McDonough, number 66, is the man who made the tackle right on the 50. So it'll be a gain of a yard on the play, second down and 9 to go. We're in the first quarter with 6 minutes and 55 seconds to play in the first quarter, and it's 7-0 Missouri over Notre Dame. Rolfe is split to the right side. In the slot to the left is Goodwin. Waiting for it is Clements, and Clements now on the counter gives it to Goodwin. He's going to be dropped for a loss. Dropped right on the 49-yard line, and Larry Frost and J.L. Doak are the 2 men who brought him down.
Well, they've got a Tiger man in their defensive unit, Missouri does. They are using Larry Frost as a key man there in the middle, as their Tiger man, Rover. He drops into one of the slots to make it a 6-man line, to give it the 6-man appearance, but he just waits, man, to be able to diagnose the play and then goes after the football.
Diminik's in the slot to the right. They flank a man to the left, waiting for Otis Clements. He's got Goodwin back there with Jaskowski. He's rolling out to the left, looking for a pass receiver. He's going to run with the ball. He's down to the 45, down to the 40, stays on his feet, and is finally forced out of bounds on the 37. There's a timeout on the field with a score. Missouri 7, Notre Dame nothing.
Hello, fans. We're here on the sidelines watching Joe Namath getting into shape for the holidays ahead. What's that you're sitting in, Joe?
My lazy boy reclining chair, Bud.
Can we see a little of that pre-holiday workout? Let's see it lean back.
Beautiful. Gosh, Bud, I just call the signals. Lazy boy does all the work.
Joe leans back. His lazy boy moves right along with him, fans. That's teamwork. And now, watch him bring up the footrest for a perfect lazy boy recline. Comfortable, Joe? Joe? What do you say, Joe?
Lazy boy chair.
That's a good one on the sweep coming around the right side. He's going to be dropped on the 42-yard line by Scott Pickens and J.L. Dope, who followed that play beautifully as Clements handed off to his running back. So mark that ball on the 42-yard line. And the series originated on the 36, so they're back on the Missouri 42, where it is second down and about 16 yards to go. In the I formation now, DeWan's in the slot to the left. Roth is wide to the left as a flanker, and Clements is going back to throw again. Sets up in the pocket and throws deep to Darrell DeWan, who makes a great catch on the 20-yard line. He was falling as he jumped the ball, and John Mosley was right there with him, but no chance to defend. First down, Notre Dame down on the 20.
What a great catch over there. John Mosley was the defending back, the junior cornerback from Columbia, and there wasn't anything he could do because the turn had been made inside, and the catch was really going down on the ground. He had to dig it up, Dan. Great catch there for Notre Dame, and a first down at the 20-yard line.
Out of the huddle now, they send Roth out wide to the right. He's put on to the left. It's the wing I formation, and the give is to the running back Huff. Huff off right guard to the 18-yard line, and J.L. Doak from Cameron, Missouri, makes the tackle right there. We've got 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Missouri leading 7-0 Notre Dame on the 18, and it's second down and 8 yards to go. Irish back in the huddle. Out of it they come. Over the ball is Dave Drew, DiNardo, and Pomerico, the guards. They send Roth and Diminik wide to the right side in this I formation. And here is Clements on the keeper. He's to the 15. He's down to the 10. He's down to the 5. And just outworks his way down to about the goal line. And Will Evans finally ran him out of bounds on about the 1-foot line.
Was anything he could do. Believe me, that was a great glove by Clements. He set his man with play action up the middle, taking the hand off to the fullback, and he had that whole interior line of Missouri's full, and then he rolled around the end on the bootleg, keeping the football and going down the sidelines, out of bounds at the 1-yard line. First and goal, Notre Dame.
Clements waiting for it now, and he gives it off to Huff, and Huff pops into the end zone. Touchdown, Notre Dame. He ran off left side, and Pomerico and Casper and Drew just cleared the way for him. So Notre Dame has come back 66 yards in 11 plays, and they're 1 point away from tying this ball game here in the first quarter. Now we'll have the try for point. And Bob Thomas, the kicker from Rochester, New York, where they hear the games on 50,000 watt WMJM in Rochester, will hold. Brian Doherty, and here's the kick by Thomas. It's up and it's good. So there's a timeout on the field with a score. Notre Dame 7 and Missouri 7. More and more businessmen are relying on Royal Globe Insurance to protect their companies. For they know Royal Globe backs its insurance with performance. Performance from the agent who writes a policy to fit your specific needs. From the engineer who helps you prevent a loss. From the claims people who help to get your business back on its feet fast. Check it out with your nearest Royal Globe agent. And rest assured, Royal Globe, worldwide shield against the unexpected.
An exchange of touchdowns, man. We're in the first quarter here at South Bend, Indiana. Al Wester, along with Van Patrick and our mutual broadcast crew for Notre Dame football. It's a 7-7 ball game. First Missouri scoring, and then 4 minutes later, marching down the field, Notre Dame on the scoreboard, a 7-7 tie with 4:31 remaining. Notre Dame will kick off. Missouri is set to receive with one deep back, and here's Van Patrick.
All right, waiting is Cliff Brown, and he moves forward and figures the deep man. It's sort of a spinning kick. It's taken by the short man and fumbled. But then it's picked up by Missouri's Cook, a defensive halfback, who brings it back to the 25, to the 30, to the 33-yard line, and he is tackled on the 33-yard line by Barnett. So it'll be first down and 10 to go now for Missouri, and they'll have the ball on the 33-yard line. First and 10 from that point. John Cherry's the quarterback. Hughes is in there now at the tight end for Missouri, and Barnstable is flanked out wide to the right side. They're in the wishbone with Cherry calling the signals. Notre Dame pulling those linebackers up tight, and here is the give now to that big fullback again, Don Johnson, trying the middle. He gets to about the 37, getting 4 yards on the play. And they have Moss, Raymond, and Johnson in that backfield. Greg Marks was in on the tackle for Notre Dame. On the 38-yard line, they will mark it. So make it second down and 5 to go. O'Malley also in on the tackle for Notre Dame as they mark it now on the 38-yard line. Bastable is out, Sharp is in, and he's flanked to the right side. The wishbone and the give to the fullback again, Johnson, to the 42-yard line, and he was slowed up. He was slowed up there by Priestrofer, and then Jim O'Malley made the tackle. Haydock was also in on the tackle, marking on the 42-yard line, and it's third down and about a yard to go for the Missouri Tigers. Third and about a yard. Bastable is back in, and Sharp is out with a play with the ball on the 42. It's third down and a yard to go. 3:25 to play in the first quarter with the score tied at 7-7. One flanker, the wishbone formation. Waiting for it is Cherry, the quarterback. And Cherry on a give again to Johnson, the fullback, and he's got the first down as he brought it to the 44-yard line. And there he is brought down, but he has the first down. On the bottom of the pile for Notre Dame is Dick Masiag, who's in there in place of Steve Niehaus, the young freshman who had made 47 tackles in the previous games for Notre Dame before going out with that knee injury. So first and 10 to go. The ball actually closer to the 45, so mark it on the 45, and that's 4 first downs for Missouri. They have one wide man, and here's Cherry back to throw, cocks his arm, throws deep, and the foot race is on, and what a catch! What a catch Jim Sharp made, and the defensive back Townsend was one-on-one with him, and Townsend just slipped the wrong way too quick.
Well, Townsend would not have been able to make that jump because here was Bastable making the turn down the sidelines and then twisting and going to his right. Jim Sharp making the catch there, twisting to his right after making the turn in to the left. You can't defend against that, man. The only thing you can hope for is the guy doesn't make the catch. 32 yards on that pass play. Big play for Missouri.
Wide man to the left again. Bastable is back in there, and here's the give to his running back Raymond off right tackle. He's across the 20 and goes on down to the 18-yard line. And Priestrofer made the tackle for Notre Dame, but I want to tell you, these Missouri Tigers have really been surprising here in this first quarter. They're down right now on the 18-yard line with a second down and about 4 yards to go. Second and 4, out of the huddle they come. Sharp is split out to the left. He made a great catch a moment ago to put him in this position. Cherry waiting for it in the wishbone formation. He gives it to Johnson. Johnson is to the 15-yard line and is stacked up there by 3 Notre Dame tacklers. Greg Marks on top of him. Schleese is coming up from the secondary. And they'll mark it on the 15-yard line. So the Missouri Tigers and the University of Notre Dame battling in the rain here at South Bend, Indiana, are deadlocked at 7-7. We've got 1 minute and 45 seconds of playing time remaining. It is third down and about 2 yards to go. Bastable is flanked out to the left. They're in the wishbone formation again. And here's the give to Johnson, and Johnson cracks inside the 10, fumbles the ball, and I believe Missouri recovered. He fumbled the ball, and Missouri recovered it down on the 6. As a matter of fact, he got a couple of extra yards on the recovery. Schneese was the man who recovered.
That ball bounced free just for a moment, and then Jim Schneese was right on top of the football, and he did gain about 4 yards extra, man. The ball was on the 8-yard line, and we are seeing some tremendously geared up offensive football running off of that wishbone by Missouri.
It's on the 8-yard line. It's first down and goal to go for the Missouri Tigers. Cherry waits for it with one flanker in the wishbone. And he's on the keeper now, pitching it back to his running back who juggles the ball. Moss turns the corner at the 5 and is forced out of bounds on the 1-yard line. He pitched it back to Moss, and Reggie Barnett finally chased him out of bounds, but he did a juggling act there, but he managed to hold on to the ball.
Well, that 6-man front of Notre Dame's is not able to retain the running up the middle. They're actually offering the hole to Missouri up the middle. Greg Marks and Dick Masiag are the 2 big tackles, and they're gapped by about 4 yards, and they've been working at angles with a 6-man front, and he just is not doing the job, Ben.
Wishbone with one flanker, and here's the sneak, and the quarterback is down to the goal line, but I don't believe he got it over. John Cherry on the quarterback sneak did not get it over. He's stacked up by the middle of that line in there of Notre Dame. Priestrofer, Masiag, and Marks and Haydock. The front 4 jamming him in there, so that ball is still on the 1-yard line. And a new play comes in as Jim Sharp brings it in. We've got 41 seconds. in the first quarter. It's tied 7-7, but Missouri is down there, right on the goal line, and here's the sneak again, and one more time. He is stopped right on that goal line. He didn't get it over. He's down to about the 1-foot line, and the clock is still moving. And now it is fourth down and still about a foot to go. Fourth down coming up.
Would you believe, Van, that Missouri has already gained 79 yards rushing against Notre Dame, and we still have seconds to go in the first quarter?
Unbelievable. The ball down on the 1-foot line. And so John Cherry looks over that Notre Dame defense. He sends basketball out wide to right, and the time runs out, and that's the end of the first quarter with the score, Notre Dame 7, Missouri 7.
Hello, fans. We're here on the sidelines watching Joe Namath getting into shape for the holidays ahead. What's that you're sitting in, Joe?
My lazy boy reclining chair, Bud.
Can we see a little of that pre-holiday workout? Let's see it. Lean back.
Beautiful. Gosh, Bud, I just call the signals. Lazy boy does all the work.
Joe leans back. His lazy boy moves right along with him, fans. That's teamwork. And now, watch him bring up the footrest for a perfect lazy boy recline. Comfortable, Joe? Joe? What do you say, Joe?
Lazy boy chair.
The end of the first quarter here in South Bend. A 7-7 ball game. Missouri is on the half-yard line, knocking on the door. Notre Dame on defense. In that first period, Notre Dame 5 first downs. Missouri has ground out 6. 61 yards rushing for the Irish, 22 passing, a total of 83. While Missouri has 79 yards rushing, 32 passing for 111. And here they come up to the line of scrimmage at the half-yard line. Van?
All right, John Cherry brings him out on the wishbone, and Cherry on to give to his fullback, Johnson, who dives over left guard. It's a touchdown for Missouri. So the Missouri Tigers have scored again and lead Notre Dame 13-7. They move 67 yards in 11 plays. And unbelievable here, the Missouri Tigers, who were walloped 62-0 by Nebraska last week, are leading Notre Dame by a score of 13-7, and will have the try for point, and Hill will attempt, and Cherry, the quarterback, will hold. Waiting now for the snap. The kick is up. The kick is good. So there's a timeout on the field with a score. Missouri 14, Notre Dame 7.
Biggest than Pee-wee on a baseball, the cover has to be tough. It's the same way with the cover on your house. Snow, ice, rain, sun, all add up to a solid beating your house takes every year. The best cover for it that I know is DeVore Acrylic One Coat. It does all the things you want a house paint to do. Protect, go on easy, look great. DeVore Acrylic One Coat. The modern house paint from the oldest paint company in America.
Rainbow County sure to be from the
Back in our broadcast booth in South Bend, Indiana, Van Patrick, along with Al Wester and our mutual broadcast crew. Missouri is leading Notre Dame 14-7, only 2 seconds of playing time having elapsed here in the second quarter. And we'll get a station break here just as soon as we get this play underway, as all set to kick off is Greg Hill Jr., and Notre Dame has dropped 3 men back. We're waiting now for the referee's whistle. There it is, and Hill moves forward, and here's the boot on the way. It's a short one. And Bob Zanat is chasing the ball on the 15, fumbles it, picks it up, and he's going to be dropped on the 19-yard line. And Brad Brown is the man who made the tackle for Missouri. Now let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
You're listening to Saturday Afternoon Football on WCWFM in Akron.
Tackle made by Brown.
Notre Dame now trailing by 7, take over on their own 19-yard line. First down and 10 to go. Dewan is split out a little bit to the left. Roth is flanked out to the right. And here's Clements rolling out to the right. He's going to run with the ball. He's going to be dropped for a loss on the 17-yard line by Dan McDonough, the tackle who broke through there. He's been gaining yardage on that option play, but that time the Missouri Tigers hemmed him in. And you can believe this Missouri team is inspired today.
They're fired up. There's no doubt about it. The athletic director, new athletic director at the University of Missouri, was telling us last night at the Knights of Columbus Smoker here that they have every week that Notre Dame plays at home, that he felt his football team might have a great chance to win.
Bob and Creaney are flanked out. They're in a double wing formation, and Clements is going back to throw. He's going to run with the ball now. He's at the 20. He brings it on to the 25, brings it up to the 28-yard line, and Lynn Evans makes the tackle on the 28 for Missouri. And he's shy of a first down on the play by about a yard as he got it up to the 28. The series originating on the 19-yard line. He's got 3rd down and 1. and that's a gain of 11 yards on the play. You're talking about the athletic director talking with the players last night at the Holiday Inn where they were staying here. Al, they too believe they could do something with Notre Dame after watching the films. Now in motion now, back to the left, and the give on the counter to Chiskowski, the fullback, and he's to the 35, to the 38, and it's brought down by Lynn Evans on the 38-yard line. It's a first down, and that's 6 first downs for Notre Dame. But remember this, the Irish are trailing in this ball game by a score of 14-7, and we're in the second quarter here at South Bend, Indiana. Pocket on the 39, first down and 10 to go. Out of the huddle they come with Freeney, flanked out to the right. Rolfe is split to the left. In the slot to the left is Dewan. They're in a double wing. Diminick is the other back, and Dewan is in motion. It's Chiskowski up the middle to the 43. Tackled on the 43 by Scott Pickens, and a gain on the play of 4. It'll be second down and 6 to go now for Notre Dame. Over many of these stations on Monday night, the NFL football will be broadcast in Minnesota from the Chicago Bears. What a ball game that should be on Monday night from Soldier Field in Chicago. The ball on the 43-yard line. Notre Dame out of the huddle. Second down, 6 to go. Rolfe split to the right. They're in a pro set now with Diminick in the slot on the right side. And here's Clements on the give to Dewan. Dewan cuts in over right tackle, gets to the 45, gets to the 50, brings it on to the 48-yard line, and is tackled in Missouri territory by John Mosley on the 48-yard line, and Scott Pickens also in on the tackle. So mark that ball just over the 49, all at the 48-yard line. Make it first down and 10 to go now for Notre Dame. 12:41 to go in the first half of the ball game. 7 first downs. Out of the huddle they come with Rolfe to the left side. In the slot is Darrell Dewan in an I formation, and Clements now is rolling out to the left. He's going to run with it. He's at the 45. He's down to the 41. He's tackled on the 41-yard line. He was hit there by Lynn Evans.
Great effort by Dave Johnson over there to retain him. He just couldn't do it. He was trying to catch up with him, Van. The running game of Notre Dame's just as strong as Missouri's, and they have moved right back up the field to the Missouri 40-yard line. They trail 14-7. This is the first time this year that we found the Irish trailing like this. Clements, incidentally, has gained 49 yards in 5 carries.
The rain has stopped, but it's still very, very cloudy and threatening. In motion now is Diminick, and the give is to Chiskowski. Chiskowski just fights his way down to the 35-yard line, and Lynn Evans and Dan McDonough are the two men who make the tackle there. It'll be a first down for Notre Dame on the 35-yard line of Missouri. Ohio State leads Indiana 17-7 at the half. Pittsburgh and Boston College are scoreless. Penn State and Syracuse are scoreless. Rolfe is wide to the left side. They have 2 flankers. Freeney is put out to the right. And here's Chiskowski trying the middle again. He plows his way to the 32. And Lynn Evans again, who is playing a terrific defensive ball game for Missouri, in to make the stop along with Larry Frost and Dan McDonough. So mark the ball on the 32. It'll be a gain of 3 yards. It'll be second down and 7 yards to go. They keep changing the football because the turf is wet. Although, let me say, the field was in good condition. It had been covered, and the rain is now just sort of a drizzle. Freeney is flanked to the right side. Rolfe to the left. Dewan in the slot. They're in a double wing formation, and waiting for it now is Clements. He's back to throw. Rolling out to the right. Looks for receivers. Going to run. He's down to the 30, and he is hit and hit hard at the 30-yard line by Tom Kellett, who trailed the play and upended him on the 30-yard line. So it'll be second down now coming up, and just about 4 to go.
All right, over 50 yards now for the scrambling quarterback, Tommy Clements. When he looks out of that option or on that rollout pass, and there's nobody there that isn't covered, you can bet this, he's not going to throw it away. He had 1 interception early in the ball game just as it began. 104 yards rushing now, Van, for Notre Dame.
Here's Clements now on the draw to Huff. Huff's at the 25. Huff is at the 20. He's at the 15. Huff is at the 10. He's knocked out of bounds. Chased out by Mike Fink. Knocked him out of bounds. They may rule he stepped out on the 11, but it'll be a first down for Notre Dame, and the Irish are coming back, trailing 14-7.
Andy Huff, the leading scorer on this Notre Dame football team, has 6 touchdowns already this year, and this fellow has a 4.4 average as far as his rushing goes, going into this game with 168 yards. He's a very fine receiver, but a tremendous threat at getting that football into the end zone.
Notre Dame out of the huddle with Freeney on the right side. Rolfe split to the left in a pro set. In motion is Diminick, and the give is to Chiskowski, and Chiskowski is down to about the 6. Lynn Evans made the tackle there for Missouri. The Irish are trailing 14-7 with 10 minutes to play in the first half, and they're changing footballs on every play. The ball is on the 6-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 4 yards to go for a first down. Out of the huddle they come. Clements calling the signals. 2nd down and 4. He gives it to Jaskowski. Jaskowski is down to the 1 and upended on the 1. He may have a first down. Lynn Evans again in there making the tackle for the University of Missouri, along with Tom Kellis, the linebacker on the left side, but they umpire it. The ball is inside the 2, so it'll be 3rd down and about a half a yard to go for a first down. With 9:28 to play here in the first half. They have not been calling any timeouts. They're just moving this football. Now, here's the pro set again, and calling the signals is Clements. He gives to Jaskowski, and Jaskowski is down to the goal line. He didn't get over, but he did get a first down, and they might, it should be a first down. He's down inside the 1-yard line, so we'll wait and see. They may bring it to Lynn Evans and Tom Kellett again leading the way and making the stop. So we'll get the chain gang in with 9:09 to go here in the first half of the ball game. I believe he's got the first, Al.
I got to believe it too, Van, looking through the glasses. Can you believe, though, 59,075 plus some extras on the sidelines? It is first down. Notre Dame, 1st and goal to go. The ball at the half-yard line now. Pittsburgh's. And it's called Pittsburgh's. I got the wrong football team in there, buddy. I'm going to go with Missouri this time. That Missouri line, though, has tried to step in before. We saw them once before in the same position. Notre Dame got it into the end zone. So here we go. As the Irish line up.
They've got exactly the same uniform. Waiting for it is Clements. He gives to Jaskowski, and he dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Jaskowski went in there with room to spare, and Notre Dame came back going 81 yards in 14 plays. And they're grinding it out on the ground here. They're trailing by a point. And Bob Thomas is in to kick. Brian Doherty of Portland, Oregon will hold. And Notre Dame will try to tie it up right here. With 8:57 to go in the first half, as Bob Thomas limbering up that leg, getting ready for the boot that could tie it. The ball is spotted, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And there's a timeout on the field with a score. Notre Dame 14, Missouri 14.
When my engine's running right, I can stay and play all night. Put my car and me agree that the world is better to see.
Royal Triton All-Season Motor Oil is a premium multi-grade oil that's so superior it eliminates the need for any other performance additive. It exceeds the requirements for GM, Ford, Chrysler, and American Motors. It's perfect for high-performance cars, passenger cars, even trucks. And satisfaction is guaranteed in writing right on the can. Get Royal Triton All-Season Motor Oil and make peace with your engine.
Make peace with your engine with Royal Triton. Make peace with your engine with Royal Triton.
Royal Triton is available at most leading discount stores. Cliff Brown will kick off, and here's the boot, high end over end kick. Coming down to Smith, and he slips in the end zone, but he's going to run it back. He brings it back to about the 8-yard line. And a tremendous defensive play by Notre Dame. Bob Canott down that field, and he made the tackle on the 8-yard line. Fink and Smith back there, and Fink he slipped when he caught the ball, but he elected to run it out of there, and he was brought down on the 8. So there's a break for Notre Dame with the ball on the 8-yard line of Missouri. 8:52 to go with the score deadlocked at 14 all. Maskell is striked out wide to the right. They are in the wishbone formation. Cherry's the quarterback, and he's been moving this ball. Clement is gives it off this time to Johnson, and this time Johnson doesn't go. He is hit right at the line of scrimmage by Dick Macias and Greg Marks and stopped cold right there.
Straight up in there now as the linebackers close the gaps in there to make it possible for that stop, man. The ball stopped at the 9-yard line, right at the line of scrimmage. And believe me, when he hit the line of scrimmage, he hit one of those big blue jerseys from Notre Dame to stop it.
Sharp is in now and flanked out wide the right side as Missouri comes out in the wishbone. Score deadlocked at 14-14. Here's the keeper. And it's to the 10, to the 11, to the 12. Greg Marks tackled Cherry right there on the 12-yard line. That'll bring up a third down. The series originating on the east. So it'll be third down and 6 yards to go now for the Missouri Tigers. It's still drizzling rain here at Notre Dame Stadium, but a sellout crowd, and they're all here. With 7:55 to go in the first half. Giving the Ohio State-Indiana score, we gave you 17-7 the Ohio State Buckeyes. A little later on in the season, November the 25th, we'll broadcast the Ohio State-Michigan game over many of these stations. 2 wide receivers, and the give to Johnson, the fullback, and he rips right through this time, brings it all up way up to the 23. And they contained him the last time, but that time it was Schleese and number 14 in there for Notre Dame, Reggie Barnett, making the tackle to bring him down. They're going to mark it on the 23-yard line where it'll be a first down, and that's 7 first downs for the Missouri Tigers. They have it on the 23-yard line of Missouri with 7:25 to play in the first half with a score of 14-14. 2 receivers, Bastable out wide to the right side. That Sharp is also in there and split out, and the give now is to Raymond, and Raymond tries the middle, gets to the 25. He got 2 yards on the play. And in there to make the tackle for Notre Dame was Drew Mahalik along with Greg Marks. Walked the ball on the 26, so give him 3 yards gain on the play and make it second down and 7 yards to go for the Missouri Tigers. Now Sharp, who had been in there, is going out. Running back Leroy Moss is coming in. He scored one of the touchdowns. And now Bastable is flanked out wide to the right as the only flanker, the wishbone. And to give on the counter now to Moss, and Moss drags it up to the 30. That means that with the series originating on the 23, they've got 3 to go with third down coming up for the Missouri Tigers. The big third down play, and John Cherry has been very, very good on his third down situation so far in this ball game. So mark it on the 30. Make it third down and 3 yards to go, 3.5. And in again is Jim Sharp, who had just gone out. Now he's back in, and Moss is coming out of it and going out wide to the left side and is going on off the field as Sharp replaces him. And Bastable and Sharp are both on the right side, and the pitch back now to the running back Raymond, and Raymond is forced out of bounds on about the 33-yard line. He is very close to a first down on the 33, and George Haydock is the man who ran him out of bounds on the 33-yard line. They're going to get a chain out for a measurement, so there's a timeout on the field with a score. Notre Dame 14, Missouri 14.
Know what the ladder of success is? It's the ladder a house painter climbs when he's using DeVoe acrylic one-coat house paint. With DeVoe acrylic one-coat, you can count on a successful job every time, both in good looks and in sound protection for your home. What makes me so sure? Well, I've got 218 reasons, one for every year DeVoe's been in business. See your DeVoe dealer about acrylic one-coat. Tell him Pee Wee Reese sent you.
Rainbow County,
It's fourth down and about a foot, and Bastable has got the kick. It's a high pass from center, but he gets run away. A flag is down. It is taken with a fair catch by Schleese on the 37-yard line. I want to tell you, that pass was way in the air to him. He had to leap high to get it. He brought it down and got away. A terrific kick. Notre Dame was offside, and that's going to give him a first down.
That's right. That's a real break, Van, for Missouri. They've had a couple of breaks today, intercepting in the first series from Notre Dame and moving right up the field to score. Now, a fourth down punt situation with the penalty stepped off. Offsides against the Irish, brings it out to the 38-yard line. It will be first down for Missouri. The Tigers at that point, and they're quite happy about it. They now move their offensive sets, and moving from the wishbone, they're using the I with a wide slot. But here they come up to the line of scrimmage, and this time they go back to the wishbone.
Bastable is flanked out wide to the right side. Cherry waiting for it, first down on the 38. And on the keeper, he pitches it back to Moss, trying to turn the corner. He's forced out of bounds on the 39-yard line. He got just about the yard to the floor. Wide to the right side is Bastable. Here is the quarterback, Cherry, going back to throw. He gets time, and he completes it at the 50-yard line. It's completed out there to the tight end of Missouri. Number 89, who is not on the roster that we have and given to us by the Missouri team. 89. Mark it on the 50. Big play. First down and 10 to go. Mazurka made the tackle for Notre Dame, and the 89 mystery man goes out. And the ball right on the 50-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10 to go for the University of Missouri. Out of the huddle they come. The score's tied at 14-14. They have 2 receivers on the left side. They have the slot I formation. And the give is to the fullback, Johnson. Straight up the middle, bringing it to the 45, and the official slipped down on the field as Johnson brought it to the 43-yard line. A gain of 7 on the play. Jim Mazurka is the man who made the tackle, now checking in for Notre Dame. In defensively is Nosbush, and coming out of there is Dick Masiak. That's the defensive tackle. That's the spot vacated by the injured Steve Nehart, who's watching the ball game and listening to it back in the hospital. And Steve, I can tell you missed you out here today. Johnson, 11 carries, has gained 49 yards. Bastable is flanked to the right, is the only flanker. It's second down and about 3 to go for Missouri from that point. And here's Jerry giving it to Johnson. Johnson stopped on the 42-yard line. And making the tackle in there was Drew Mahalik, who broke through to bring him down on the 42-yard line. The series originating on the midfield stripe, and the ball is on the 42-yard line right now, and it'll be just about 2 yards to go with third down, with the score tied 14-14, 3:40 to play here in the first half. That's Marshall, the number 89, who is not on the Missouri roster. Now the wishbone formation. Sharp is flanked out to the left. Waiting for it is John Cherry, the quarterback. He gives to Johnson. He's across the 40. He's down to about the 38, and he picks up the first down on the 38-yard line. First and 10 to go for the Missouri Tigers, and Jim O'Malley is the man who brought him down. And that's 10 first down, and I've been a little bit amazed, I'm sure you have, Al, the way Missouri's been able to run against Notre Dame today.
I've almost been stunned. That might be the word, Dan, because they have used the wishbone to its fullest. They execute beautifully out there. They've got a fellow named Kelly Kerbo at the offensive right tackle that is a tremendous blocker.
On the 38, and here is the quarterback going back there. He's got time. He throws the home run ball, and it is caught right down on the 7-yard line. Ziegler made a tremendous catch. There's a timeout on the field with the score Notre Dame 14, Missouri 14.
You know, a lot of unexpected things happen on a football field. But what's the most unexpected thing that can happen to your business? A fire, a theft, an accident, a sudden breakdown in machinery? They can all result in unexpected financial loss. To protect your business is the reason you have insurance. It's an even better reason for having Royal Globe Insurance, where we back our insurance with performance before and after the unexpected happens. Royal Globe, worldwide shield against the unexpected.
John Cherry on the keeper, rolling it over right guard, gets down inside the 5 and about the 4.5-yard line, where it'll be second down. And going to go. Cherry on the keeper. A pass play to Ziegler, from Cherry to Ziegler, gained 31 yards and gave him a first down on the Notre Dame 7. And it's now on the Notre Dame 4.5 and second down and goal to go. Out of the huddle they come. In the wishbone again with the flanker. Waiting for it is John Cherry, and Missouri threatening again. Signals are being called by Cherry, and on the keeper now, rolling out to the left, and he is tackled by Greg Marks on the 4-yard line. Stopped by big Greg Marks right on the 4.
Let me say this, if Ken Schlesis had better footing out there, Schlesis just slipped off of him about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Ken would have made the tackle, but his footing out there is very, very treacherous. He slipped right off of the shoulder of John Cherry when he had him by the jersey.
1:50 to go in the first half of the ball game with Missouri and Notre Dame deadlocked 14 all. But that ball is down on the 4-yard line. And it is third down and goal to go for the Missouri Tigers. And now there's a timeout on the field with the score Notre Dame 14, Missouri 14.
Hello, fans. We're here on the sidelines watching Joe Namath getting into shape for the holidays ahead. What's that you're sitting in, Joe?
My lazy boy reclining chair, Bud.
Can we see a little of that pre-holiday workout? Let's see it lean back. Beautiful.
Gosh, Bud, I just saw the signal. Lazy boy does all the work.
Joe leans back. His lazy boy moves right along with him, fans. That's teamwork. And now, watch him bring up the footrest for a perfect lazy boy recline. Comfortable, Joe? Joe? What do you say, Joe?
Lazy boy chair.
The World Series game is all over, and Cincinnati defeated Oakland 8-1, so the series is all tied up now. It's 3 games each.
All tied up, and so we'll have round ball decided in that 7th game of the World Series. If I don't miss my guess, Van, I think you said this one would probably go 7 games.
Well, you got to almost figure that with the way the pitching is. The pitching is great on both sides, and I think Sparky Anderson has done a tremendous job of maneuvering his pitchers and has got them now to a tie. When they're down 3 games to 1, it doesn't look like much hope for the Big Red Machine, but they have come back and deserve a lot of credit, as do the Oakland A's, for being where they are. So we're happy to welcome a lot of our World Series listeners now, as Notre Dame and Missouri are battling And it is now third down and 4 yards to go for Missouri on the Notre Dame 4-yard line. And the keeper play, and the tackle is made on the 2. As John Cherry faked to his fullback and ran it off right guard. He got it maybe inside the 2-yard line, and Jim O'Malley is the man who made the tackle right there for Notre Dame. We have a minute and 20 seconds to go in the first half, and the score is tied. Notre Dame 14, Missouri 14. In case you just joined us now, I want to tell you something. Missouri has been an inspired football team out here today. It's tied at 14-14, and Missouri is down on the 1-yard line. They have it fourth down and a yard to go. Al Weston.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Ben. It's been Notre Dame marching right back up the field to score each time Missouri has turned the trick. Missouri scored first. Notre Dame came right back. Took them 4 minutes and 10 seconds to put the tying touchdown on the boards in the first quarter. Then early in the second period, it was Missouri again marching. Don Johnson scoring. This time it took Notre Dame something like 6 minutes to get down the field, but they took the kickoff and marched it right back and tied it up again. Now there'll be no chance for a tie if Missouri can put that football in the end zone. It is fourth down. The ball is on the Notre Dame 1-yard line. This is an all-important play, I think, for Al Onofrio and his Missouri Tiger football team, because if Notre Dame holds them and takes over at that 1 with them at 13, we'll probably have the standoff at halftime, 14-14. But if Missouri can get in there, think what a big boost this would be to the Missouri football team to go in at halftime leading Notre Dame 20 or 21-14.
Then how would you like to be a little mouse in the corner of that dressing room, dear, whatever Parsekian's got to say?
I don't believe I want to be in there.
All right, wide to the right side now is Bastable, and waiting for it now is the quarterback, Cherry. Gives it to his fullback. He's over. Touchdown, Johnson, as he dives over the middle. And Missouri went 92 yards in 17 plays and are leading in this ball game 20-14. And they are a happy group of individuals, I'm going to tell you.
It's a long march, and it's a big touchdown, and it's a big boost. The Missouri bench has gone wild. The Notre Dame fans are not quite as happy. The ball is down at the 3. They'll try for the point after. And the man moving in there is Greg Hill for Missouri to try that point after. 20-14, the Tigers lead the Irish. Holding will be quarterback John Cherry. Van?
Waiting for the snap. The ball is spotted. The kick is up and good. And so the score is Missouri 21 and Notre Dame 14. And so with 1 minute and 9 seconds to play in the first half, Notre Dame will be given an opportunity to come back again with 1 minute and 9 to try and catch up. And they've been playing catch-up football since the opening kickoff of this game. Nice to have you with us today, and I hope you're enjoying the ball game wherever you are across the nation. As Mutual Sports presents Notre Dame and Missouri, and it's been a tremendous ball game so far, and a big, big surprise right now with Missouri leading 21-14.
Say one thing about Missouri. They've dominated play in the football game. Here in the first half, check off the offensive plays. You find Missouri now has 40 offensive plays so far. Notre Dame has 29. So that gives you an idea of this Missouri football team. Ball possession is the most important. I guess if we broke it down, Missouri in the first 30 minutes of play would probably have controlled the ball about 19 to 20 minutes. Set for the kickoff. Missouri will kick. Notre Dame will receive.
Here's Hill, who just booted the extra point. Another short kick. It's coming down here on the 15. It's taken, fumbled, and covered by Missouri, I believe. Down on the 14-yard line. Brad Brown was diving in there. Goodwin was down there for Notre Dame, and they were trying to pick up the football. And Diminick was down there. The two of them were trying to pick it up. And they finally did manage to fall on the ball, and Ron Goodman is the man who fell on the ball on the 14-yard line, and there was a break for Notre Dame.
There was a big one because I saw that white jersey of Missouri sail in there after that football. 2 Notre Dame men had touched it. The ball looked like it was still free. Then the big pile up, and it looked like a white jersey that had covered it, Van. And had Missouri grabbed that ball inside the 15, oh, there would have been trouble.
Brad Brown almost got that ball. At least they could try to field goal from that point. Here's the I formation with 2 flankers, and back goes Clements to throw. He throws a swing pass to right flat to Diminick. It's incomplete on the 5. Incomplete, and barreling in there for the University of Missouri was John Mosley, who was sort of safety blitzing on that play, and he was on top of it. So bring it back to the 14 and make it second down and 10 to go for the University of Notre Dame, who are trailing Missouri 21-14 with 57 seconds to go in the first half. Queenie on the left side. Rolfe is wide to the right in the I formation, and Clements now on the draw. Gives it to Dewan. He is tripped up. He was tripped up there by Larry Frost
right at the line of scrimmage. Frost is the left tackle, 6'2", 220, a junior from St. Louis, Normandy. So mark that ball on the 17-yard line. And it'll be a gain on the play of 3. It'll be third down at 7 yards to go for Notre Dame. Roth and Dewan are flanked out to the left side. Queenie's on the right side in the I formation. Here's the draw again. It's given off to Dominic, and Dominic is to the 25-yard line, and the ball down right there, probably through the center on the 25-yard line. Very close to a first down, but Dan McDonough putting a shoulder in there along with Lynn Evans and making sure he didn't get to that 25-yard line. So it's on about the 24, so they'll have to bring the chain in with 25 seconds of playing time remaining. Next week, Texas Christian University. The Horned Frogs will be here to play the University of Notre Dame. TCU just lost their first-string quarterback with a broken collarbone, but they've got another one in there, and so that'll be another tough ball game for Notre Dame next Saturday. So try to join us, and it looks a little bit shy of the first down, with the ball being spotted on the 24-yard line. Let's take 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Saturday afternoon football on WCUE-FM in Akron.
Ohio State is running away with Indiana. It's 37-7 in the third quarter. Ohio State leading. The ball on the 24-yard line at fourth down and just inches to go. And Brian Doherty is in there. And, of course, I believe Ara Parsigan's going to kick it out for the simple reason they're too deep in their own territory. They don't want to surrender the ball to Missouri and give them a chance to go off here with a 24-14 lead. And so Brian Doherty is in to do the kicking. Only 5 seconds. I doubt if he'll even get it away. He's going to have to hurry if he does. 1 second, 2 seconds. 2-1 now. That's it. He didn't make it. So that's the end of the first half with the score. Missouri 21, Notre Dame 14.
Notre Dame and Missouri getting set to line up for the second half kickoff. 21-14, the Tigers lead. Incidentally, Ed Kurtz and Bob Tucker from New Orleans representing the Sugar Bowl, watching the game here in the stands today. And big defensive tackle Steve Niehaus with that operated knee is over in St. Joe Hospital. If you'd like to send get well cards around the country, I think it would be great. Just send it to Steve Niehaus, St. Joe Hospital, South Bend, Indiana, and I know Steve will be happy to hear from all the Notre Dame fans we have across the country. All right, Missouri will be receiving, and Notre Dame will kick off, and they're down a touchdown, 21-14. And here's the man to give you all the exciting play-by-play action, the sports voice of Notre Dame football, Van Patrick.
Thank you, Al Western. Hello again, everybody. And I want to tell you, this is the one thing that Notre Dame didn't want to do, and that's kick off to Missouri, because just about every time they've had the football, they've managed those sustained drives to go and score. We have not had a punt in this game today. That gives you an idea of the explosive attack on both sides. It's 21-14 with Missouri leading. One penalty in the ball game in the first half, and that sustained the Missouri drive and kept them from punting. Brown will kick off. Smith and Finker deep for Missouri, and here's the whistle. Here's the boot by Brown, and a good one. High end over end kick. Fink is waiting for it in the end zone. Brings it back to the 5, 10, 15. He's hit there and is dropped on the 19-yard line. The good tackle in there by Terry Garner. And so it'll be first down and 10 to go now for Missouri. They have the ball on the 19-yard line, their own 19, and listen to this crowd. It's raining and raining rather hard now at South Bend, Indiana. Missouri's leading 21-14. There's nothing wrong with your radio set. That's right. It's 21-14 with Missouri leading Notre Dame. And out of the huddle, Bastable is flanked out wide to left, the wishbone formation. And here's the keeper, the pitch out now to the running back here. He's at the 25, the 26, and Raymond is knocked out of bounds right there. Chased out of bounds by Mazurka on the 26-yard line. A gain of about 7 on the play. It'll be second down. I want to tell you, John Cherry runs that option well. He waits until the last minute to pitch the ball. And you've got to remember this. This is a slippery football out there right now, although they're changing on almost every play. It'll be second down and 4 to go now for the Missouri Tigers. And they split Jim Sharp out wide to left. And here is the give now to the second man coming through on the right side and over right guard. And the tackle made on Tommy Raymond right on the 27-yard line. Just about a yard is all he got. The tackle was made by O'Malley and Mazurka.
and mark that ball on the 27. It'll be third down, and that is a big third down for Missouri now as they try to keep this drive going starting the third quarter. Out wide is Bastable to the left. Waiting for it is Cherry, and Cherry now on the keeper rolling out the left. He gets away from one man, but Greg Mark calls him down, but he might have got a first down. He is a strong youngster, 6-footer, 193-pound junior. And he just more or less carries Greg Mark with him for a yard. Greg is 6'5", a 265-pound senior. But it is fourth down and just about a foot to go. And let's see, Missouri is looking over, the players over at the coaching staff and said, what do we do here? Iowa State is leading Kansas 14-0. Florida State 7, Colorado State nothing. Third period, Penn State 7, Syracuse nothing. Boston College and Pitt are tied at 13-13. Kick formation. Bastable is back. And here's the kick, the first punt of the game, and Schleses waits for it. Takes it, fumbles the ball. And let's see, it looks like Missouri recovered it. Schleses fumbled the ball, and Missouri has recovered the football on the Notre Dame 38-yard line. And Don Anderson of Hannibal, Missouri, down in Mark Twain's country, recovered that fumble for the Missouri Tigers on the Notre Dame 38-yard line. What a breakdown. Now the Tigers out there in front 21-14. Half possession. The ball is covered right there at the 38-yard line, Van. First and 10 for the Tigers. They come out of the huddle and send Bastable out wide to the left. Jerry calling the signals to Wishbone. He's back to throw. Cocks his arm, throws one deep, and it is caught down on the 7-yard line by Bastable. And Reggie Barnett's foot slipped on him a little bit. He couldn't cover. And a flag is down inside the 10-yard line. It might have been against Notre Dame, and it was. Missouri declines the penalty, and the Tigers are back knocking on the door again. They're going to rule the ball was dead. Down around the neighborhood of the 10-yard line. Minnesota leads Iowa 21-14 at the half. Michigan State leading Wisconsin 7-0 at the half. It's Michigan 24, Illinois nothing at the half. Third quarter, West Virginia 31, Tulane 13. Yale ahead of Columbia 12-7. Now we're ready to go with the ball marked on the 8-yard line where originally we called it, and here's the keeper play with Cherry going off left guard. He's down to about the 7-yard line and is shoved back by Jim O'Malley and a couple of his mates. One of them, Maciag and Mazurka, and let's mark it on the 7. A gain of a yard on the play. It'll be second down and 7 yards to go.
Jim O'Malley's playing a tremendous football game in there as one of the linebackers for Notre Dame right now, man. He's playing all over the field. This fella smells it out. That ball seems to come to him by instinct.
Well, they've been worried about the Notre Dame secondary, and they're getting a test today from Cherry, although he isn't throwing too often, but he's getting protection when he does. He hands off to Raymond. Raymond's to the 5, trying the middle of the Notre Dame line, and is stacked up right on the 5-yard line. So there, the ball will be marked right on the 5. In there again to make the tackle was Mazurka. And they'll mark that ball on the 5. A gain of 2. It'll be third down and 5 to go now for the Missouri Tigers. Jim Sharp is in with a play from the coaching bench of Missouri. Big play right now with 12 minutes to go in the third quarter. Notre Dame trailing. Here's the keeper play, and the pitch out is fumbled, and the tackle is made on the 8-yard line as Tommy Raymond fumbled the ball. Christopher broke in there, and they brought him down on the 8 along with Ken Schleses. And you can believe that Schleses was barreling in there because he's the man who fumbled the punt a moment ago. It is fourth down and 8 yards to go. Now will Missouri go for the 6 points, or will they go for the field goal? They've got Greg Hill Jr., the kicker, out there. So the ball is marked on the 8. Now remember this, Missouri leads Notre Dame 21-14, and John Cherry will hold. The kick will be from the 15. It'll be a 25-yard field goal if he makes it. The kick is in the air. It is good. He just barely got it over. So there's a timeout on the field with a score, Missouri 24, Notre Dame 14.
This is Dorothy Snyder. I'm Director of Special Projects at Summit County Children's Home. I wish to thank everybody out in WCUE land who have so generously supported our program in the past years, and I'm sure will help us out in the years to come. We have 350-plus children here at Children's Home whose only happiness at Christmas time comes from the generous donations of people out there listening to us. We it is your supporting of this program that makes it possible for us to have this fund with which to get the things the children ask for.
My name is Keith. I would like to thank everybody for making my birthday happy.
Bobby Knight, WCUE. You know, it would really be nice if you gave this birthday fund, and the kids would really appreciate it. That's the Birthday Fund in care of WCUE, 424 Stackett Avenue, Akron, 44313. And thanks a lot.
Our field goal gets his kick away. It's coming down to the 13, taken and fumbled again by Notre Dame. And I believe Missouri's got it again, and they do, number 36. And that was Roger Yanko, who recovered the fumble down on the 20-yard line.
Ben, that is the fourth time in a row that Notre Dame has fumbled kicks. 3 kickoffs and 1 punt. And they have fumbled the last 4 times that ball has been put into the air.
That was Diminick that time, and so now Missouri has really been presented with a golden opportunity. They got the ball on the Notre Dame 20-yard line. They have it 1st and 10. Sharp is flanked, and so is Bastable, and waiting for it now is the quarterback, John Cherry. And Cherry on a give to the fullback. Johnson up the middle to the 18-yard line, getting a couple of yards on the play, and Ken Schlesis making the tackle there for Notre Dame. Also up there for Notre Dame was Nosbush, who's in there at a defensive tackle spot. And they're going to mark that ball on the 17-yard line, so it'll be a gain of 3 yards on the play. The score is Missouri 24, Notre Dame 14, and it's Notre Dame mistakes that have caused the trouble today. Almost unbelievable. This crowd now is really quieted. Here's the pitch back to the running back, Reardon going wide. He is hemmed in at the 18, breaks the tackle. He got away there from Priestropper and went on across the 15 and on down to the 13-yard line before Greg Marks got him. They had him trapped back on the 20, and Hayden finally brought him down on the 13-yard line. That'll make it 3rd down and 3 to go now for the Missouri Tigers. 24-14, Missouri leading. Missouri back in the huddle. Coming in now is Bastable and replacing Sharp with a play. And the ball marked on the 13-yard line. Out of the huddle now, the University of Missouri. They've got 1 flanker. They're in the wishbone. And here's the keeper play. The quarterback runs it down to the 11-yard line. John Cherry. He's gang tackled right there. Schlesis coming up from the secondary. And down underneath, making the tackle, Mazurka from East Liverpool, Ohio. Has marked that ball on the 11-yard line. And here is one of the biggest plays of the ball game for Missouri, because they need a 1st down. They've got 4th down. They've got 1 yard to go on the 11-yard line of Notre Dame. If they make this 1st down, they could almost surely go in there and get something. And you got to remember, they're already leading 24-14. A 10-point lead over Notre Dame. If they can put more points on that board, the Fighting Irish will really have their work cut out. Now, 1 flanker. And here is the give to the running back coming in on the right side. And he's across the 8. He's down to about the 7.5. It'll be a 1st down for the University of Missouri. They made the big play. Running with it was Leroy Moss of Poplar Bluff, Missouri. He got that ball down to the 8-yard line. And so that will be a total of 13 1st downs for Missouri. They have it on the 8-yard line of Notre Dame.
I'll say one thing about that offensive line of Missouri, and that should cover it pretty well. They are really crack blocking up there. They are going head on into Notre Dame, meeting them shoulder to shoulder and moving them out.
Quarterback Cherry calling the signals. 1st down on the 8. He gives it to Johnson on the trap, and he gets to the 5-yard line, and Jim Mazurka hits him right on the 5. A gain of 3, and Greg Marks also in on the play. And Tim Sullivan, the linebacker from Des Moines, on the right side. So mark it on the 5. The clock is moving. 8 minutes and 49 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Missouri 24, Notre Dame 14. On the 5-yard line, young quarterback John Cherry, a junior, been doing a terrific job of running his club. Johnson at 18 carries has gained 59 yards. He's been the workhorse. And here's the give now to Moss again. He tries right guard, gets inside the 4, down to about the 3-yard line. Mazurka is in there again for Notre Dame. And they pull him down on the 3-yard line. Johnson at 18 carries has gained 59 yards. He's been the workhorse. And here's the give now to Moss again. He tries right guard, gets inside the 4, down to about the 3-yard line. Mazurka is in there again for Notre Dame. And they pull him down on the 3-yard line. But it is now 3rd down, 3 yards to go for the Missouri Tigers.
And that ball is down right smack on the 3-yard line of Notre Dame with 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. And these are big yards right now for the Fighting Irish. Missouri trying to put it out of reach right here in the third quarter. It's 24-14. Here's the wishbone again. And back to throw goes quarterback Cherry on a post pattern. He threw the basketball, and it's no good. He threw it over his head. And so it's no good. That stops the clock with 7:49 to go, and that'll bring up the fourth down. Let's see, Greg Hill is coming on. Tennessee leads Alabama 7-3 in the third quarter. Final score, Ohio State 44, Indiana 7. Slippery Rock beats Central Connecticut 14-6. Stops the press. Cherry, 4 out of 6 for 106 yards today. Now they're going to go for a 20-yard field goal from the 10-yard line. Cherry will kneel. Here's the kick, and the kick is up, and it is good. And the clock is stopped. And so there's a timeout on the field with a score. Missouri 27, Notre Dame 14. We'll get a station break just as quickly as we can. We could not interrupt Missouri as they were moving in to score for the break, but we will get it just as soon as Missouri kicks off to Notre Dame. 7 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the third quarter of the ball game, and Missouri leading 27-14. They've had it 62 offensive plays. Here's Hill's kick. He's booted 2 field goals. It's coming back to Goodwin. He takes it on the 8, fumbles the ball. He's back to the 10. Comes back to the 15, to the 16. He stopped right there, and another fumble for Notre Dame. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
You're listening to Saturday Afternoon Football on WCUE-FM in Akron.
His knee hit the ground on the 15-yard line, so make it first down and 10 to go for Notre Dame from their own 15 with 7:36 to go in the third quarter, 27-14. 13-point lead for Missouri. Queenie is flanked out to the left. And here's Clements now going back to throw. The rush is on. He throws one out in the right flat. It's completed out there. Deminick has it, and Deminick gets it back to the 15, to the 16, and that is it. He's tackled on the 16-yard line, brought down by Lynn Evans of Glenwood, California. 5'11", a 200-pound sophomore, and Bob Pankey is a junior. He's from Carbondale, Illinois. It'll be second down and 9 to go now for Notre Dame. And they have the ball on their own 16-yard line. 7 minutes, 5 seconds. Clements only threw 3 passes the first half. He's back to throw. He throws deep to Deminick. It's over his head. At the 38-yard line, it sailed right over his head. Bob Pankey was back to cover. Deminick got behind him, but the pass was thrown over his head. Almost unbelievable. Clements attempted 3, completed 1. And good for only 23 yards. Dewan caught that pass for 23 yards. He only threw the ball 3 times. And Missouri had all the edge in the score and the statistics in the first half, and they're dominating this football game. Roth to the left. Dewan's in the slot to the left. Creedy's flanked to the right. It's a double wing formation now for Notre Dame. And here's Clements going back to throw. He's being rushed. He throws downfield to Creedy, and it's batted away in a brilliant defensive play by John Mosley of Columbia, Missouri, which is the hometown of the University of Missouri, and it's 4th down, and Brian Doherty for the first time today will kick.
What a time to be blitzing. Those linebackers came pouring in there, putting the pressure on young Tommy Clements as he rolled to the right. He had to hurry it just a little, almost had the ball picked off, and Missouri has just been playing great football all day. And one thing about it, Van, you've got to say, they've held on to the football. Notre Dame has had problems holding on to those kicks.
Mosley and Fink are deep. Brian Doherty inside the 5. Ryan waiting for the snapback. He gets a perfect pass from center and gets his kick away. It's a high floating kick. A fair catch is called for on the 48-yard line by Fink. And it'll be first down and 10 to go. And Missouri with great field position after the 32-yard kick by Brian Doherty. There's a timeout on the field with a score. Missouri 27, Notre Dame 14.
I would like to have enough life insurance where my house could be paid for. My wife would have enough money where they wouldn't have to struggle and, say, lose the property.
A low-cost mortgage cancellation policy from State Farm Life can help make sure that your home will stay in the family.
It's a very good policy for the simple reason that if something did happen, the house could be paid for.
What more reason do you need?
3 State Farm agents in this area are John Sabo, 1098 Kenmore Boulevard, Akron, Paul Williams, 540 Graham Road, Cuyahoga Falls, and Ted Randall, 530 West Avenue in Talmadge.
Johnson on the carry off right guard, gets to the 45-yard line, 3 yards. Mazurka in there on the tackle, along with Greg Marks. Ball on the 45-yard line, 2nd down and 7 to go for the Missouri Tigers. They've got Sharp split out to the left. Cherry's rolling out to the left, looking for a receiver. He's going to run with the football. He's all the way down to the 36-yard line. He's got a first down for Missouri. Jim Mazurka is the man who made the tackle on the 36-yard line, but it is a first down, and that is a total of 14 first downs. And one of the big upsets of the season in the making right here in South Bend, Indiana today. You got to remember, here's the Missouri team that was defeated last week 62-0. They have come back, rallied their forces, and are leading Notre Dame. Mike Manning has gone in defensively at left end. Waiting for it is Cherry on the option again. He breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, picks up a block. He's in the clear at the 25, he's at the 20. He's being chased by Rudnick down on the 14-yard line, out of bounds. First down, Reggie Barnett it was who was chasing him, and finally forced him out of bounds on the 14.
What a great run by Cherry as he swept to the right, went into the hole, and instead of breaking to the right, he reversed his field when against the grain. There was only one man out there, Reggie Barnett, who suddenly realized that the quarterback was coming back all by his lonesome, coming back to the far sidelines, and he outran him to the sidelines, giving him about almost 15 yards in doing it. It's on the 14-yard line of Notre Dame. Missouri has possession with a first down.
Notre Dame has fumbled 5 times today, and therein lies a big story. Here's the give now to the running back, Leroy Moss, and Moss tries left guard. He gets inside the 15, back to about the line of scrimmage, and that is all. Greg Marks makes the tackle there. So far, Missouri has picked up 179 yards rushing and 106 yards passing. And that gridiron is getting a little slippery. It's been raining throughout. It stopped for just a few minutes, 5 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. Missouri out front by 13 points. Wide to the right side is Basketball, and calling the signals, John Cherry. He's going all the way at quarterback. He's got the wishbone. He pitches it back now to his running back, turning the corner, Raymond, and Raymond is tackled on the 13-yard line, and making the tackle was Freestoffer, and he brought him down on the 13. He got just about a yard or 2 on the play. The series originating on the 14, so mark it on the 13-yard line. It is third down. Third down and about 8.5 yards to go. Moss goes out. He's being replaced in the backfield. And now Jimmy Smith is coming in here. You can tell the fellas who have not been in the ball game because Jimmy Smith has on that clean white shirt. Now then, the quarterback, John Cherry, wants to talk to the coach, so there's a timeout on the field with a score, Missouri 27, Notre Dame 14. Patrick, along with Al Western, our mutual broadcast crew, in the booth at South Bend, Indiana. In the murk and the gloom here at South Bend today, the University of Missouri engineering the biggest upset of the season at the moment. It's 27-14 with 4:38 to go. And the ball with a 3rd and 9 situation on the 13. And here's that big fullback again. Don Johnson plowing right up the middle. Jim O'Malley and Mazurka make the stop on him, but not before he got it down very close to the 7-yard line. Very close to that 7. It'll be 4th down. And Greg Hill is coming on again. He has kicked 2 field goals. 25 yards, 20 yards, and now he's out there again, Al.
Well, he's out there for one reason, to really put the insurance on now. With a 13-point lead, you begin to wonder if Notre Dame starts to work and gets 2 touchdowns, you're in trouble. You're behind. But if you've got a 30-14 score, that's different. Sam?
All right, the kick will be made from the 15. It'll be another 25-yard attempt, and Hill they fumble the ball back there, and Hill picks it up, is running with it. He's going to be dumped on the 10. Reggie Barnett finally caught him. They fumbled the snap back, and Hill picked it up and tried to run it wide, and he was knocked down by Reggie Barnett, and so Notre Dame will take over on their own 11-yard line, and they have it 1st and 10, and they have 3:54 to go in the third quarter.
I've got to say one thing. This might cause a sweep of momentum, a change in the momentum now. Notre Dame has finally got a break. They haven't had a break in the second half of this football game, and they haven't had too many in the first half. So right now they do have possession, but bad field position.
Their own, the 11-yard line, 1st and 10 to go, and Clements is going back to throw. He's in trouble. He runs out of it, brings it back to the 15-yard line, and he's tackled right there. Tackled on the 15 by Tom Kellett of St. Louis University High School in St. Louis, a 6-footer, 195-pound senior. A gain of 4 on the play, and they are covering those receivers downfield. I want to tell you, Clemens is just having to keep the ball. He can't let go of it, fear of an interception. It was an interception in the opening plays of this ball game that got Notre Dame in trouble. Now they bring him out in a tight pro set. Waiting for it is Clemens, and Clemens takes it now, and he gives it off to Darrell Dewan. Dewan brings it up to the 18-yard line, and Scott Pickens makes the tackle right there on the 18. The series originated on the 11th, and the ball is on the 18, so it all adds up to third down. Notre Dame has about 3 to go.
Well, the Irish have been able to run the football. In the first half, it was the Irish going for a touchdown, and then, of course, Missouri. Now, the Irish stymied just for a moment have the big third down play.
In motion is Dewan. The give is to Ciskowski. Ciskowski did not make it. He got it to the 20-yard line, and Scott Pickett and Dan McDonough make the tackle right there. It'll be fourth down and a yard to go. And the crowd starts to yell, go for it. Now, Aaron Farsigan has got a decision to make. He's got 4th and 1. He trails by 13 points with 2:28 to go in the third quarter. And Huff is on the field, not only on the field, but I would imagine he brought a play in from the sidelines. 2:20 to go, 27-14 Missouri. And Dewan is coming out. Andy Huff and Ciskowski are both in there, 2 fullbacks. And Notre Dame will gamble right now. And the give is to the fullback. Ciskowski's got a first down at the 25-yard line. And Fish made the tackle in the secondary, and that's a total of 11 first downs for Notre Dame.
What a big gamble, Van. Now, I think on the sidelines down there, psychologically, that head coach Harold Farsigan felt that his Notre Dame football team had to have some big implementation to boost their confidence again. Making a first down, gambling like that, and doing it in fine style was important, so he gambled.
Here's Clemens now on a give to Deminick. Deminick's at the 30, and he's at the 35. He almost broke away, and he's finally tackled right around the ankles. Then there was Bob Hankey, who just barely got him around the ankles. And he broke away from Fink, and the ball is on the 35. It's another first down for Notre Dame. They've got another quarter, but they're trailing by 13 points, and it's a little hectic right now for the Fighting Irish, believe me. 1 minute and 38 seconds of playing time remaining in the third quarter. So hang on. Reedy out wide to the right. Robb is split out to the left. They're in a double wing formation. Waiting for it is Clements, the quarterback. He has not put the ball in the air much today, and he gives it off to Huff, and Huff is at the 39. They're grinding it out, but you got to remember this. The clock continues to go. Scott Pickens tripped him up, and Len Evans made the tackle secure. On the 39, a gain on the play of 4, and it is second down and 6. But what Notre Dame needs is to get that bomb and get on the board as the clock continues to move. Now Robb is wide to the left side. Deminick is split out a few yards to the right side, and here's the give to Darrell Dewan, who fumbled the ball. And the whistle is blown on the 35-yard line, right back where they started. Another fumble. That's 6 fumbles today for Notre Dame.
You know, that ball had been blown dead, Van, but it was still loose, and Bob Orsi was the man with the Missouri Tigers who pounced on it at the 35. He didn't argue because the official had hit the whistle, hit it fast, and the Irish keep possession. But here's another big third one coming up.
Double wing formation. Waiting for it is Clements. Third down and 10. He's going back to throw. He slips, and he runs with the football and brings it to the 39-yard line. But you got to remember that was third down, and his receivers were covered again. He got it back to the 39, but it is fourth down. It's a long 6 yards to go. I don't think they'll get another play underway before the end of the quarter. Clock is moving. That's turf out there. It's been raining on it since the start of the ball game. And now Brian Doherty is coming in, but he'll never get a kick underway because it's 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Did he call a timeout? He did. He stopped the clock with a timeout with 2 seconds showing on the board. And Doherty, I was just noticing, Al, if he's trying to take advantage of the wind, but it's sort of a cross wind. I don't know whether it would have helped him or not.
You know, I think this is something we definitely got to remember to talk, Van, to Era about next week, and that is that fourth down situation down there where he needed 1 yard, down on his 20, and trailing by that margin, 27-14, in the third quarter. I've got to believe it was a psychological move to get his football team up, to give them some confidence. He went on fourth down for the yard, and he got it. But had he not gotten that first down, believe me, he'd have been really in trouble.
Here's the Notre Dame band down below. Now let's go back to work. Smith is moving back there. Now the deep man going back for The Missouri Tigers is John Mosley, and Doherty is back in kick formation, standing on the 27-yard line. He gets his kick away, booms it high and deep. Mosley goes back for it, takes it on the 15-yard line, breaks the tackle, breaks another one, brings it back to the 19-yard line, and Diminick made the tackle. That's a 46-yard kick, and Diminick brought him down on the 19, but not before he broke 3 tackles. So it'll be first down and 10 to go now for the Missouri Tigers, and there's the gun. That's the end of the third quarter with a score: Missouri 27, Notre Dame 14.
At State Farm, we spend a lot of time talking to people about life.
Well, right now, my life is mainly made up of my family.
The way we see it, we have to know what a man wants out of life before we can give him what he needs in life insurance.
We just want a nice, comfortable life and a nice home.
When we know what you want, we can provide you with a life insurance program to help you get it.
I would like to have enough life insurance where my house could be paid for. My wife would have enough money where they wouldn't have to struggle and say lose the property and then go to work, because she definitely should be home with the children.
Our mortgage cancellation policy can help make sure your home stays in the family.
It's a very good policy for the simple reason that if something did happen, the house could be paid for.
The mortgage cancellation policy from State Farm Life. Drop in on your State Farm agent. Talk with him about it. He's probably just down the street.
3 State Farm agents from this area are John Sabo, 1098 Kenmore Boulevard, Akron, Paul Williams, 540 Graham Road, Cuyahoga Falls, and Ted Randalls, 530 West Avenue in Talmadge.
Missouri's ball, first and 10 to go from their own 19-yard line as we start playing the final quarter. Now they'll try to play a little ball control, I would imagine. Waiting for it is John Cherry, and Cherry now on a give to his running back off the right side, and that's Bill Ziegler, who caught a big pass a moment ago. He gets to the 21-yard line and is brought down right there, and making the tackle was Nosbush, who's in there at that defensive left tackle in place of Basiak, who had replaced Steve Niehaus, who was injured. They're going to mark it on the 22, so make it second down and 7 to go. And you can be sure of one thing now: Missouri's going to take as much time as they can in the huddle, getting up to the line of scrimmage. They want that clock to move. They're leading by 13 points. They know they've got the biggest upset of the season right in their grasp. And here goes the ball. It is deep and over the head of Jim Sharp as the quarterback, John Cherry, going to go for that bomb right off. Mike Townsend was following him step for step, and the pass was overthrown.
Fine coverage by Townsend. He was down there. To be able to catch that one would have had to been almost a miracle, but they pulled a couple out already, Van. They threw that outside pattern, getting their deep receiver down far, and so he was going to curl in, and then he would go to the outside and make the flying catch through the air. Almost looked like a man on the flying trapeze catching. This time, he didn't quite hold on.
Let's see if he puts it in the air again with a third down situation. He gives it off to that running back, and he's in the clear at the 25. It's Raymond. 30, 35, 40, 45. Raymond fumbles the ball at about the 50-yard line to the 49, and I believe the ball was dead at the 49. It is. Missouri has it right there as Tommy Raymond broke loose through the right side and raced it to the 49-yard line of Notre Dame, and Mazurka finally made the touch.
Raymond fumbled that football. He was hit in the air. He was still in the air when he fumbled that football, but the official blew that one dead. That ball got loose. The Notre Dame man recovered it, and for a moment I thought sure that blue jersey would grab possession.
It's on the 49-yard line out of Notre Dame, and the Tigers are right back again. They're leading by 13, 13:50 to go. That wishbone with one flanker. Waiting for it now is John Cherry. Cherry gives it off to Johnson. Johnson runs into Sleezes, but still gets down to the 44-yard line with it. Getting 5 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 5 to go now for Missouri. And the Tigers have had ball control and aided by about 6 Notre Dame fumbles today. And they have it on the 44-yard line of Notre Dame right now. The messenger boys, Bastable and Sharp. Sharp is over there now with Alfredo, the coach. One receiver wide to the left, wishbone formation. Here's Cherry on a give again to Johnson. Johnson into the line to the 43-yard line, and he has carried the ball 22 times, gained 75 yards today. And the tackle was made by Tim Sullivan. And down in the bottom of the pile there for Notre Dame, number 95 is George Hayden. So mark that ball on the 42-yard line. The series originated on the 49. It is third down and 3 to go for Missouri. Out of the huddle, Jim Sharp is flanked out to the left. They come out in the wishbone formation with 12 minutes and 45 seconds to go. And here is Cherry with the football on the option play, rolling out the right. He's caught from behind, but breaks the tackle and got the first down. Mahalik had him, and he broke the tackle and rambled on to the 38. Greg Marks got him.
Had him behind the line, as a matter of fact, man, from behind. Got him a hold of the shoulder pads, but apparently couldn't hold on to him. And that's a big first down for Missouri. They've had big first down plays all through this football game. Their ground game has been superb.
Go ahead, Al.
I was just going to say that the tackles, Jim Snetz and Kelly Kerbo, along with the guards, Chris Curley and Don Anderson, have played superb football for Missouri.
Rudnick has replaced Townsend, who was hurt. Here's a long pass thrown by Cherry. It's incomplete. Flag is down. A flag is down, and interference is called on Reggie Barnett. The pass was in front of the basket. And the flag is thrown down inside the 15-yard line as they call it. Into the air again. The ball is from the 13-yard line. It's first down at Missouri on the 15-yard line. And the Tigers now are presented with an opportunity to put this one out of reach. A 25-yard penalty on the pass interference. Probably never has a Parsegan coach team made as many mistakes in one ball game. Now here's the wishbone again with one flanker. Waiting for it is John Cherry, who's done a superb job. He gives to Johnson. Johnson to the 10-yard line with it. He got 3 on the play. Tackle is made right there by George Hayden. Down on the 10-yard line. Number 45, Notre Dame, Drew Mahalik. And the ball is just outside the 10, but call it the 10. And make it second down at 7 yards to go with 11 minutes and 45 seconds of playing time remaining. Down on the 11-yard line, they have that football covered. Missouri has 232 yards rushing today. Almost unbelievable. Here's the keeper again, and Cherry is hit at the 10 and pulled out. He tried to keep her, ran it off left tackle. Schleese is coming up from the secondary, and he is hauled down on the 10-yard line. Also, Mazurka was in there to make the tackle, and Osbush of Notre Dame on the 10-yard line. No gain on the play. Third down and 7 yards to go now for the Missouri Tigers. Here's a play coming in as Jim Sharp brings it in and places it on the 10-yard line. And the score is 27-14 with 11 minutes to go in the ball game. Missouri taking all the time they possibly can in that huddle. No hurry to get up there. They send Sharp out wide to the right. The wishbone working effectively for Missouri today. And here's Johnson. Johnson is down to the 7-yard line, flying right down at Notre Dame. Right marks in him first. Also, again, all number 45, Notre Dame. That's a Greg Hill is in there again. He's going to try another. He's missed one. The line of scrimmage is about the 7.5-yard line. As the somewhere around the neighborhood, it'll be the 18-yard line. It'll be a 24-yard field goal step right smack in front of the goal post. The kick is in the air, and it is good. And it is marked. There is a timeout on the field with a score. Missouri 30, Notre Dame 14. Now Missouri kicks off. It's taken in the end zone by Darrell Dewan. That was Greg Hill, who just booted a 24-yard field goal, who kicked off. It'll be brought back out to the 20-yard line in play for Notre Dame. First down and 10 to go, and Notre Dame 16 points behind in this ball game with only 10 minutes and 11 seconds to play. If you take that miracle now. Ralph is flanked out wide to the right. Dimmick in the slot to the right. Little I formation. The quarterback is Tommy Clements, and Clements now is going back to throw. He's looking, he throws, and it is caught by Rolfe at the 25-yard line. Caught right there by John Mosley, and forced out of bounds on the 25, a gain of 5 yards on the play. But it's not the short one. Missouri will give him the short one. It's the deep one that Notre Dame needs.
You can bank on that, Van. They're going to be playing him tight, giving him the short yardage. They don't want to give him too much of anything. They're going to stop the running game if they possibly can. Give him the short pass. Here we go.
Dewan in the slot to the left. Clements is going back to throw again. He gets some protection this time and fires low. Intended for Darrell Dewan on the 47-yard line. He just threw it badly. That stops the clock. And let's take 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Saturday afternoon football on WCUE-FM in Akron.
Ball on the 25-yard line. Clements is 3 out of 8 for only 29 yards and 1 interception. Here's the Clements quarterback going back. He slips, Now he runs out of it. He's at the 30, the 35. He's at the 40, the 45. He's knocked out of bounds on the 50-yard line and slides right under the Missouri bench. Bob Pankey is the man who knocked him out of bounds on the 50-yard line. But, again, the clock is continuing to go. That stopped it when he went out. He gained 25 yards on that play, but he needs to hit that forward, Al.
Yes, he does. He needs to get on there as quick as he can and get this football team revved up. And I think that Coach Borsigan wants the team, the confidence reinstilled in it. It's necessary to move it. Here we go.
Andy Huff in that backfield again. And here is quarterback Clements back to throw. He throws one to Creaney, and it's incomplete at the 35-yard line. He was covered by Mosley. That stops the clock again. It'll be 2nd down and 10 to go. Next week, the Horned Frogs of Texas Christian will be here. I'm sure the Irish will be happy to get Missouri out now, because they have been today. Vote for them. You got to give more credit to the world. They've got the coaching job at Toledo with a team of it 6-0. Two receivers on the left side. One's at the slot, and here's going back to throw again. The rush is on. He dumps it out to Diminick. Got it at the 40, at the 35. He was out of bounds back on the 40-yard line. Out of bounds back on the 40-yard line. Otherwise, he might have gone. He might have gone. He went out of bounds on the 40. Notre Dame fighting desperately, trying to pull it out. And the biggest upset of the season in the making. Halloween came early to South Bend. It's 30-14. Here's Clements giving on the draw play. Up. He's at the 40 to Juan Weather, and he's down to the 35. He's at the 30. He's down to the 26. Lynn Evans brings Darrell DeWan down on the 26-yard line, but that clock shows 9:29 to go. And injured on the play was Van Arsdal, and he's limping off on the sideline. He's been replaced by Larry Frost. Clock moving, 9:20. First down on the 25-yard line of Missouri. Clements now going back to throw. He's in trouble. He throws, and it is caught by Huff at the 23-yard line in a diving catch. But he got only 2 yards on it, and John Mosley made the tackle.
What a catch by Andy Huff. Now, this is the kind of a catch that twice we have seen these Missouri receivers come up with. The diving catch, and here's Andy Huff just flying through the air to make the grab. And they're putting it down with about, they're putting it down at the 22-yard line.
So it'll be 3 yards, 2nd down and 7. Had he missed it, he'd stop the clock. Back goes Clements, and he throws deep, and it is in the air, incomplete down on the goal line as Huff had it knocked out of his hand. He had it knocked out of his hands, Huff, right down in the end zone. And that was Tom Kellett down there with him. It goes back to the 22. The clock shows 8.5 minutes to play. 30-14. They're out of the huddle with 3rd down and 7 yards to go. And here's a big play. Roth is split out to the right side. DeWan is flanked to the left side. And here's Clements now on a give to Diminick. Diminick is down to the 15, fumbles the ball, and Missouri's got it, but the whistle is blown at the 15. Mankey got the ball, but the whistle is blown at the 15-yard line.
His knee was down at that point. He definitely had been blown dead. The ball had been blown dead. The Notre Dame runner had hit the turf with his knee, and the ball at that point was dead. It's very close to a first down, Dan. They're going to bring the yardsticks out and measure to see whether the Irish have it or not. Now, the ball bounced out of his hands.
They're going to bring the chains out, Al, and there's a timeout on the field with a score. Missouri 30, Notre Dame 14. First down, and Clements on the give to Huff, and Huff gets it out 2, gets it down to the 13-yard line. Notre Dame with 15 first downs, but they need scores, not first downs. 8 minutes to play. Lynn Evans is the man who made the tackle. John Chiskowski comes into the backfield. The ball is on the 13-yard line. West Virginia beat Tulane today, 31-19. Harvard 33, Cornell 15, Penn State 17, Syracuse nothing. On the 13-yard line, it's 2nd down. Creaney, Mike wide to the right. And here is the give, fakes to Chiskowski, and here's the quarterback Clements down to the 5, and into the end zone for a touchdown for Notre Dame. On the keeper play. As Clements rolled out the right, faked the ball to the fullback, kept it himself. They moved 80 yards in 10 plays, and Notre Dame is on the board again. But they're still trailing. They're trailing by 10 points. And we have 7 minutes and 37 seconds to play, and that's all, friends.
What a run! This fella Clements picked them up and put them down, rolled out to the right on the option, kept the football, and circled right in. And believe me, Van, he had some speed when he was carrying that football.
They're going to go for 2 points this time. And here's Clements back to throw. He looks downfield, throws into the corner. It's over the head of Creedy. He was tipped by John Mosley as they went for the 2 points. And so there's a timeout on the field with a score, Missouri 30, Notre Dame 20. And the clock continues to move. Remember that. 7 minutes, 20 seconds to go. The ball on the 23-yard line of Missouri. The Tigers have it. And they have it second down and 7 to go. Missouri leading by 10 points. It's 30-20. Johnson, 26 carries, 88 yards. Wide to the left side now is Jim Sharp in that wishbone formation. Here's Jerry on the call. He gives it off now to his running back again. And Hayduck makes the tackle on Johnson at the 27-yard line, so he keeps grinding it out, trying to pick up the first down now with a 3rd down and 3 coming up.
Missouri's running against a 7-man line. Notre Dame giving him a 7-man front up there and trying desperately to fill those gaps. And, of course, running from the wishbone, the idea is to get one of those gaps open. If you go to one set line and see the gap filled, why, then the next spot over should be open. That's the way they think, and that's the way they operate.
6 fumbles for Notre Dame today, and that's really got them in trouble. And here's the give now to the second man coming through, and he's dumped at the 28-yard line. That's Raymond. As the quarterback, Cherry, faked to Johnson, gave it to Raymond. The second man coming through. It's 4th down. Now, let's see whether Missouri's going to kick it. I would imagine they'll put that ball in the air now with a foot. And they've got Bastel in there to do the kicking. And going back is Schlesis, who was guilty of a big fumble earlier. And now it's kick formation with 6 minutes to go in the ball game. It's 30-20, and Missouri will have to surrender the football to Notre Dame. It's a perfect pass from center, and he gets it away. It was almost blocked, and the fair catch is called for by Schlesis. He takes it on the 30-yard line, the fair catch, and so it's a kick of 42 yards. And now the crowd starts to yell at Notre Dame. Listen to them. Fighting Irish take over, first down and 10 to go. They have 5 minutes and 44 seconds to try to get back on that board again, but remember, they need 10 points. They're trailing 30-20. First and 10 from the 30-yard line. Notre Dame out of the huddle. Clements the quarterback. Jiskowski right behind him. He's got DeWine on the slot to the left. Clements is going back to throw. He's being rushed. He throws one. It's completed out there to Diminick, the 40-45. He's at the 50-45. He's out of bounds on the 41-yard line. Chased out of bounds by Lynn Evans, and Clements hit him beautifully down along the sideline in front of the Missouri bench. He gained 29 yards on the play.
A great play-action pass. Making the handoff to Gary Diminick, and Diminick then wheeling by himself to the far sidelines and down the sidelines to take the pass from Tommy Clement.
Ralph is flanked out wide to the right side. They're in a pro set. Waiting for it is Clements. In motion is DeWine. And here's Clements rolling out to the right, looking for a receiver. He lets one fly, and it's out of bounds. Incomplete, intended for Diminick, who was double-teamed. He was double-teamed by Kellett and Pankey, and no chance as the pass was thrown, and probably Clements threw that one away.
I have the feeling he did too, Van. He had a lot of pressure on him there at the last moment. Just about had to eat the football, and then he put it in the air, and he put it way down outside of the playing field, so there'd be no chance for an interception.
Out of the huddle, Notre Dame, 5 minutes and a half to play. Rolfe is flanked to the right in the pro set, in the slot. They have a runner, and here is Clements going back to throw again. He's being blitzed, and he's going to be dropped on the 49-yard line. Nobody brush blocked that man, Pickens, who went sailing in there, and he dumped him, along with Dan McDonough. Back on the 49-yard line, the linebacker red dogging, shooting the gap, and Horsey was also in there. So mark it back on the 49, a loss of 8 yards. It'll be 3rd down, 18 yards to go for Notre Dame, and here now will be perhaps the biggest play for Clements, as he's got 3rd down, 18 yards to go. And now the official is moving over the sideline. He had called a time and then changed his mind. High formation, 2 flankers on the right side. Clements takes it. He's going back to throw. He throws one deep, way over the head of the intended receiver, Diminick. And the rush was on again. Number 76 in there, Van Arsdale, putting the pressure on Clements.
Van Arsdale was right on top of him. Tommy didn't have any time to set up there. He got back in the pocket 7-8 yards, prepared to set up at just about that time. This big 215-pound sophomore from Buckner, Missouri, came sailing through there, and blasted him as he cut the ball loose. Well, that'll bring up a fourth down, Van, and Notre Dame apparently is going to take a timeout, and coming to the sidelines, Tommy Clement will be talking to Ara Parsigas.
There's a timeout with the score, Missouri 30, Notre Dame 20.
If I told you that State Farm Fire and Casualty had a homeowner's policy with inflation coverage that would automatically increase the amount of coverage as inflation increased the cost of rebuilding your home, would you be interested?
Definitely.
Why?
Well, I would be interested because it would strictly be to my benefit.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 3 State Farm agents in this area are Arthur McKenzie, 228 2nd Street in Barberton, Carl Coltis in the Colonnade Building on Kent Road in Stowe, and Gene Ellis, 950 East Roboth Road, Akron.
On the 49-yard line of Missouri. It belongs to Notre Dame. It's fourth down and 19 yards to go. 4 minutes, 51 seconds of playing time remaining. That is it. And so Notre Dame now will gamble on the fourth down. They can't do much else. They're trailing 30-20. Very dark here at Notre Dame Stadium in more ways than one, as Missouri is engineering the biggest upset of the football season. Robb is out wide to the right side. Waiting for it is Tommy Clements. He's got Dewan and Chiskowski behind him. He fumbles the ball, picks it up now. He rolls out to the right, looks for a receiver, throws one to Robb. He has it. The 20, the 15. He's down to the 13-yard line. And he's out of bounds on the 13-yard line. Pushed out of bounds by Anderson. And Notre Dame has the ball now on the Missouri 13 with a first and 10 to go.
What a recovery. Clements fumbled the snap from center. Picked it up. It was slippery. Almost slipped out of his hands again. Dropped into the pocket. He saw Ralph. He hit him. Ralph made a circus catch at the 20 and his run out of bounds at the Missouri 13-yard line. 36 yards on the play, Van.
All right, first down and 10 to go on the 13-yard line of Missouri. Here is the keeper now with Clements. He's going to be dropped on the 12. He got 1 yard on the play, that's all, and the clock keeps going as Scott Pickens made the tackle. Well, we hope you're enjoying the ball game. It's been a tremendous game all the way here in the rain and the mud at South Bend, Indiana, and Missouri taking advantage of about 6 Notre Dame fumbles. The ball down on the 12-yard line at 2nd and 9. Clements has gained 90 yards and 12 carries today. Now he gives it off to Huff, and Huff is down to the 5. He's down to the 1. Touchdown, Notre Dame. And 10 seconds of playing time remaining. We've got a cliffhanger now at South Bend. I would imagine they'll go for 2.
I would think they have to, Van. There's no doubt about that in my mind. They're going to go for the 2, and then these boys are going to battle right back here and try to get back into field goal range if they can get possession.
All right, out of the huddle, they're going to go for 2 points. Robb to the right side. Clements calling the signals. He gives it to Huff, and Huff is down there to the goal line, and did he get over? He did not get over. He is stopped on the goal line. That leaves them 4 points behind, 30-26. So now Notre Dame would have to score a touchdown because the field goal is out of range right now. And here's the Notre Dame band, and let's take a listen. Now trailing by 4 points. Missouri leading by a score of 30-26. Dave Schiller's still with us. He didn't leave, did he? He's right here.
Hanging right in there. Just like the cliffhanger we've got, Ben.
All right, back in the deep spot is Fink of Missouri. Cliff Brown will kick off, and what he would like to do is get that ball in the end zone. We've got no run back here. And then Notre Dame will hope for that ball, elusive pigskin, to get out of their hands. He might try an onside kick, but I don't know, Al. He's got 4 minutes and 10 seconds of playing time remaining. That would be gambling a little bit. But you got to gamble when you're trailing by 4 points. Well, he's going to give him a squib kick, so he's not going to go with that long kick. He's going to give him the squib, and there's the whistle. He's going to kick it from the hash mark. The ball is flat. And here's the kick, and he tries the onside kick, and that's the gamble I talked about. On the 48-yard line, Missouri will have it with great field position. There's the spot where, with 4 minutes to go, you got to question maybe a little bit. Right smack in the hands of Anderson.
The object of that squib kick, of course, man, is to get it spinning, the ball spinning, and get it in between those front 5 up there in that front line. There's a chance for a recovery, but this was right at the man in the front line, right into his arms. There was no chance for any hopes for recovering the ball, except if a fumble came up, and it didn't.
All right, first down and 10 to go for Missouri from their own 48-yard line, and Cherry calling the signals. And Cherry gives it a fix to Johnson, runs out wide. He is hit and brought down back on the 45-yard line by Greg Marks, who went charging in there. But the clock continues to go, and Ken Schlesis, they're going to mark it on the 46, a loss on the play of 2 yards. It'll be second down and 12 yards to go for Missouri, but the clock continues to go. But what Notre Dame needs to do is get their hands on the football again, and Missouri's taking every bit of the time they can take. Eating that clock up, it's running. 3 minutes, 35 seconds to go. Out of the huddle they come with Jim Sharp split out to the left side in the wishbone formation. Second down and 12 yards to go. Notre Dame trailing by 4 points, and here's the keeper again. And the tackle is made on the 48-yard line on Cherry. They stopped him right on the 48-yard line, and Mazurka and Mahalik are the 2 Notre Dame players who stopped him. He did get as far as the 49. It'll be third down and 9 yards to go, and I'm watching that clock. 3:10 to play.
Now, let me say something about the defense now. It's obvious they're charged up. They're up for the moment. They're really gang tackling out there. You see 4 and 5 of the blue jerseys out there heading for that football. Everybody's heading for it now. As the Irish know they've got to get the ball back. 2:55 and the clock running. Here they come up to the line, Ben.
All right, 2 receivers on the left side. It could be that he'll put it in the air, which would be as good as a punt if he goes deep with it. Townsend's back in there. They took too much time. So that'll force a 5-yard penalty, but it'll also allow them to kill a little more time.
Well, of course, it'll stop the clock, and that's important for Notre Dame. 2 minutes, 45 seconds left.
That's their first penalty of the day against Missouri. That's what you call playing a perfect ball game, isn't it?
Yes, it is, and it's a fine, well-coached Missouri football team.
Third down coming up now. And they send 2 receivers wide to the left side. They've got about 16 yards to go. Waiting for it is Cherry, the quarterback. And Cherry now on a give to his running back, who is stopped right at the 42-yard line as Raymond slides the middle of the Notre Dame line. And they stop the clock now with the ball on the 43 with 2 minutes and 37 seconds of playing time remaining. And it's 4th down. If Notre Dame ever needed a block kick, they need one here. That's what they got in mind.
What a tackle Greg Marks made then. He really rammed into that ball carrier. Sullivan hit him low, but Marks bent his forward motion chest high and threw him back. And this big 260-pound senior from Redmond, Michigan is truly a great football player. Comes up to the occasion.
All right, it is 4th down. Remember, the line of scrimmage is the Missouri 43-yard line. And let me give you the complete picture. It's Missouri 30, Notre Dame 26, 2 minutes, 37 seconds of playing time remaining. Nobody has left this stadium. They're still here. And so Missouri now will kick that football. They've had great success today with the kick and the fumble. Now they send their kicker, Basco, back. Basco is back, standing back on the 30-yard line. Schlesis is back there for Notre Dame. Here's the pass from center. He gets it away. It's a long kick away, and Schlesis ran into the official. He takes it at the 10. He loses one man and brings it back to about the 13-yard line, and that's it. So now the situation is this. That's a 47-yard kick. Notre Dame has the football. They have it on their own 13-yard line. They have it first down and 10 to go. They trail 30-26. They have 2 minutes and 26 seconds of playing time remaining.
And there's 87 yards of real estate out there in front of them. They've got the cover van if they're going to get on the scoreboard. They can't settle for a field goal. It's got to be a touchdown from the sidelines. Here comes the young quarterback, Tommy Clemens. Can you imagine the pressures that must be on this young sophomore, Tommy Clement. He has responded so beautifully before. And now he comes after talking with his coach from the sidelines, calls the signal. They come up to the line, and here we go.
All right, Clements now calling the signals, I formation. Clements is going back to throw. He gets a little time. He throws one deep to the one. It is intercepted by Missouri. It's intercepted by Mosley. He's back to the 30, the 25, the 20. He's down to the 15-yard line. Before he's brought down, he had the one down there. He was behind him, and Mosley somehow got back in there. And check him, Paul. As they take him off on the sideline, is that Mosley? I want to check him. He's got mud all over that jersey. That's number 41, Mike Fink. And let me give credit to him. He and Mosley were over there, and it was Fink who came up with it on the 15-yard line, and that's the biggest play of the day for Missouri.
Got to be the biggest play of all, and he came out of nowhere. Fink sailed across those last 15 yards to cover a Notre Dame man that was out in the flat wide open.
All right, Missouri with the ball on the Notre Dame 15-yard line. 2 minutes, 14 seconds to go. Waiting for it now is the quarterback, John Cherry, and Cherry on the keeper, rolling out to the right. He's tackled out there by Mazurka and brought down and forced out of bounds. That stops the clock. That's what he wanted to do. There was a big interception by Mike Fink for the University of Missouri. Just took it away from Darrell Dewan, who looked like he was on his way to the races. We've got 1 minute and 55 seconds to go. 30-26. He went out of bounds, I thought, but the clock is still running.
He went out of bounds, man. There was no doubt about that. The clock's been running now for about 20 seconds.
Missouri's out of the huddle. It could be the whistle blew before he skidded out of bounds over there, and that might have been what happened. So now then, waiting for it is Cherry again. He's got second down and 9 yards to go, and Cherry on the keeper, rolling out to the left again. He's brought down by Schlesis, who safety blitzed him back on the 20-yard line. 1 minute, 25 seconds to go in the ball game. And the ball is on the 20-yard line. Missouri leading Notre Dame 30-26. Notre Dame almost pulled it out. They had the one loose in the open. And a big defensive play. Ball on the 20-yard line. That will be third down, 15 yards to go, and the clock is still going. Does Notre Dame have any more timeouts?
They have none remaining on the boards, Ben. No timeouts left for them.
Now then, their flag, as Missouri took too much time to get the play underway, so they'll move the ball back to the 25-yard line, but they don't care about that. They got 50 seconds now to go. Notre Dame is out of timeouts. So they can't stop it. It's back on the 25-yard line. It'll be Missouri 30, Notre Dame 26, and now we have 50 seconds to go. Notre Dame has been diagnosing the option play now in the last few minutes. But they needed it earlier. Bassel is flanked out wide to the right side in this wishbone formation, and Cherry calling the signals. He just rolls out to the right again with it on that keeper play, tries to turn the corner. He's going to be brought down as he reaches the 24-yard line. But remember, Notre Dame is out of timeout. They can't stop the clock. Schlesis is the man who got him. And now it'll be fourth down, but whether they'll get another play underway or not, it's fourth down. Clock's running. 30 seconds of playing time remaining, that's all. 30 seconds. 25 seconds to go. And the ball is on the 24-yard line. And Missouri taking just as much time as they possibly can. They're beginning to count it off here. 17 seconds to go. They're out of the huddle. Up to the line of scrimmage. And let's see what they're going to do. And Cherry's looking over at the bench. 10 seconds to go. And finally, a whistle is blown, and it's a flag thrown. They were taking too much time. 10 seconds to go, and that's all.
They'll run that clock out, and they're running it out this way. They'll just take that 5-yard penalty any day to grab about 4 or 5 seconds extra. There's 10 seconds left. Missouri now has the 5-yard stepped off back to the
70. Paul Pentecost is just telling me here for Missouri today. Here is the quarterback. They're rolling off the left. Still on trouble back there. Still rolling out, and they finally drag him out of bounds. But the official rule, he was still in bounds when the whistle blew. And there is the clock showing 2 seconds. And 2 seconds of playing time remaining. Time for one more play in this ball game, and that's it. 30-26. So Notre Dame will have it. Just one play. That's it. Well, they've got extra defensive time.
That's got to be one well delivered if the Irish are to come back. You're asking for too much, though, man. 2 seconds, although, if I remember, you and I both remember 2 seconds prevailing and changing a whole football game. But that was a field goal instance.
Out of the huddle now. Clement's calling the signals. The flag. Could be that Notre Dame took too much time, and that's what happened. It's going to be a 5-yard walk-off against Notre Dame. That doesn't make much difference either, I'll tell you, with only 2 seconds to go. That 5 yards didn't hurt. It moved it back to the 27-yard line, where it will be first down and 15 yards to go for Notre Dame from their own 27 with time for one more play in the ball game, and Missouri leading it 30-26. They've got Diminick set out wide to the left, and Clemens is going back to throw. He's looking back.
Ran 16 yards to score, and Missouri led 7-0. 4 minutes later, Notre Dame came roaring back with a kickoff and put a touchdown on the board to tie it up. 66 yards they moved in 11 plays. Andy Huff from 1 yard out over left tackle. Notre Dame and Missouri were tied at the end of the first quarter, 7-7. In the second period, the Tigers scored again to take the lead. 2 seconds into the second period, 67 yards they marched in 11 plays, and Don Johnson rammed over left tackle from 1 yard out, and Missouri led 14-7. Notre Dame took 6 minutes to get back on the scoreboards. They controlled the ball that long. 81 yards in 14 plays, and it was Jaskowski over left guard from 1 yard out. They kicked the point after, and the Irish had a 14-14 tie. It looked as though it might end that way at halftime, but Notre Dame's defense crumbled at the last moment with 1 minute and 9 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Missouri, after marching 92 yards in 17 plays, had Don Johnson ram it over center from 1 yard out, and at halftime, the Tigers led 21-14. The third quarter, well, that was all Missouri, but it was through the air. 2 field goals, a 25-yard kick by Greg Hill, a 20-yard kick by Mr. Hill, and both on fumble recoveries of Notre Dame's. So miscues in the third period gave Missouri 6 more points and a 27-14 lead at the end of 3 quarters. In the fourth period, the big points on the board. Missouri kicking a 24-yard field goal after they had moved 81 yards in 9 plays, and Missouri led 30-14. The Irish rallied, though, in the fourth quarter. With 7:37 remaining, Tommy Clements climaxed an 80-yard drive in 10 plays, racing off right tackle from 13 yards out to score the touchdown. The try for the 2 points after, no good. Missouri led 30-20. 3 minutes later, the Irish right back and knocking on the door. 70 yards, 12 plays. 70 yards in 7 plays, and from 12 yards out, Andy Huff, his second touchdown of the day. Again, the Irish tried the 2-point conversion. Missouri's lead was 30-26. And Notre Dame having fumbleitis again, losing the football. Interception, a big interception in the last minute and a half of play, cut down the possibility of a real Hollywood finish. Mike Fink, a young defensive cornerback, was the man who picked off a Tommy Clement pass. Notre Dame went down to defeat Missouri, winning it 20-30.